What up? Super Mario here. Thank you so much for tuning in, and much love and respect to each and every one of you and yours out there. I hope that this is finding you well and in good health. I got my little buddy here.
Hi.
He's here. He doesn't have school today, but he's going to monitor the chat. And what we're going to do today is go back to the future. We're going to play some MyGM. I know what you're thinking. This is an incredibly boring mode. You're correct. It makes me want to spend $500 in the sub-menu of GTA 5. But what we're going to do is put a little bit of music in the background. Hopefully it's not copyright stuff.
Woo.
And just got to make sure that everything on YouTube is doing okay. It's Happy June, by the way. Is that a thing?
No.
Okay, well, Happy June. And we're going to make sure that the rest of the details are here. Allow chat live to replay. I don't think I need slow mode. Anybody in chat? I'm just wondering. No, nobody in chat. Okay, so this is going to take a second to load. Once it does, then we'll be ready to go. So we're going to play a ranked mode of MyGM today, and what we're going to do is take the Detroit Pistons, which are the worst team in the league, and we're going to try to make them a championship team. That's going to be very difficult, but I'm pretty good at the mode, so I'll be able to offer you some tips, tricks, little things that you can do to improve your roster. And this is by no means something that you have to strictly follow or anything, but this is just something that I recommend you do based on the way that I like to play the game. So, hope you find it helpful. Sean, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Happy to see you there, man. Always a pleasure to see you. Let's see here. What's going on over here now? Alright, Sec Talk, that's fine. I think we're good. We're streaming on Caffeine, by the way. If you are watching this on Caffeine, I apologize, but I can't get the chat to work over on the laptop. Sorry, you're going to have to join us on either Twitch or on YouTube. I wouldn't recommend joining us on Facebook because, you know, Facebook's kind of trash. Any hoodly doodle. We're going to minimize that. And we have a game to get to. Any hoodly doodle. Hee-hee. Alright. Check the stream to make sure that I'm in the right distance and that you don't see any glitches. Okay, we're going to go back. I am very red, man. White people call me Redman. Yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah. Just put my feet up. Okay, we're going to go ranked mode. We're going on hard. I always play it on hard because I'm pro. And like I said, we're going to take the Detroit Pistons. Detroit basketball! Sorry to hurt your ears like that. There we go. You can see all the different traits. You can randomize your governor personality. I wouldn't recommend doing that, even though, you know, it doesn't really matter. Because this method is kind of a tried and true method that I've found out that is actually pretty handy, and it's the way I like to play the game. You'll notice that the overall is 76, which is the worst in the league. The offense is 79. I think it's tied with the worst in the league, and the defense is dead last in the league. Frosty the Wicked, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I have not seen you in a while. How are you doing, my friend? Right, so we're going to take the Detroit Pistons here. And you can see the statistics for the governor preferences. You can see the stats, total budget, all that stuff. Let's go ahead and play. What?
I destroyed it.
You squished a Smarty.
Oops.
Alright, I'm going to put my real name. No gimmicks. You know, except for the whole hat on my head thing. And he's going to say my name, and it's going to be Kevin Harlan saying my name, which I think is hilarious.
Landry.
Ooh, he said my name.
I crashed it again.
Oh, it's Michael. Okay. So not so long. Okay, I didn't know your alternate was Frosty the Wicked. I'm sorry. I must have spaced out there for a moment. I'm not actually in space. I'm just...
No,
I just started streaming.
He's in space.
Little guy's here with me.
Hi.
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 All right, so we're going to go over to the team governor's house, the very first thing that you're going to do. And he's going to say, hello there. First and foremost, welcome to the team. Of course, thank you for having me. Well, you have a great reputation. Okay, so he's going to ask what you're going to want to mold your team like. You can choose leadership, diplomacy, insight, finances, or facilities. I'm a leader, so I'm going to go with leadership. Leadership comes from the top down. I see, that's an interesting approach.
I like his eyes.
Yeah, it's
They're
weird.
nice and fake.
Okay. So, the one thing you're going to do in this mode that's incredibly boring is you're going to be talking. And 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 it's just, don't even bother reading it. There's certain things you should read, but I'll tell you what those are in a moment.
And you're going to be talking.
A lot of talking.
Lots of talking.
Lots of talking. But it's going to be a way for you to get the high score. That's basically what this mode is about. The mode is about getting a high score. It's old school arcade stuff, which I used to be very good at. I used to be very good at Donkey Kong and Mario Brothers and all that stuff.
And I'm good at Donkey Kong
He is.
and Mario Brothers.
I taught him well. Anyway. So, the first thing you want to do is look at your roster.
And your profit, Jesus. That's a lot of moolah, dude.
It is.
play Mario Maker? I have both Mario Makers.
Yeah, you still play that
They're
though, right?
really fun, yes.
Yeah. I think AVGN actually had his kid make a few levels for him. He has 4 episodes of it on his channel. I haven't seen them yet, though. I heard they're very good.
Probably.
So the first thing we're going to do is check out the roster for this team. And for the Detroit Pistons, the best player is Jeremy Grant. He is the son of Harvey Grant or Horace Grant? One of the Grant brothers, anyway. And Sadiq Bey might be somebody else that we invest in because he's young and he's got a high upside. That's another thing you're going to have to check. Go over to potential. And the people who are the youngest with the highest potential are people that you are going to want to put into the development league. Now you're going to want to put them in the development league for as long as humanly possible so that they get their highest overall potential reached so that you can get a higher chance of making them Rookie of the Year and building on that. So, Doumbouya is going over to the G League. Isaiah Stewart is going over to the G League. Killian Hayes is very good, but I don't think he's going to go to the G League just yet. He'd be good for a backup for now. We also have Sadiq Bey here. He's actually pretty good, but he doesn't have a very high potential compared to the others. You can see the potentials here. One of the things you're going to be doing a lot in this mode is reading analytics and reading numbers. So if this is not your thing, it might be very boring.
I don't have any more Smarties.
You are a smarty, though.
Oh.
What's that, Frosty? Me and Nona are going to play Bowser's Fury today. Nice. Awesome. That's a really good game. I am going to play some Mario games eventually on the stream. I'm going to probably have to borrow your SNES Mini or NES Mini to do that, though.
Wow, yeah. And Earthbound. 'Cause why
I'd
not?
love to play Earthbound. I have not played it in its entirety. I played it briefly.
I played it super briefly.
Yeah.
Like 2 minutes in, and I'm like,
Boring.
boring.
Yeah, you have to be into that sort of RPG stuff, so. Okay. So we have Dennis Smith Jr. right off the bat. I think I'm going to trade him. Sadiq Bey. Yeah. I'd like to keep Jeremy Grant, too, because he's been very serviceable as a power forward. I think Isaiah Stewart is actually going to be a pretty integral part of this team, even though he's only 6'8", 250. You can see the potential there because he's already got inside defense. He's got the rebounding presence, the high upside. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, get comfortable. Okay, so that's the roster basically. Now the next thing you want to do is make sure that you check out your staff. Also, you can add to Untouchables who you have on the trading block. I don't recommend putting anybody on the trading block unless they openly ask you to. Otherwise, it's going to hurt your team chemistry. So there's that. The next thing I want to do is take the 2 people that I've put into development and I'm going to make them untouchable just for this season. So Doumbouya and Stewart are going to be untouchable. Doumbouya is how big? He's about the same size. So you're looking at people who are power forward, small forward, center power forward. So you have a little bit of flexibility there in the front court. So there's that. Next thing you want to do, new task from Governor. Pick up any tasks you might want, but be wary because sometimes they glitch. Actually, they glitch all the time. So I'll tell you how to avoid that, okay? We should flip one of our expiring contracts. Let's move Roddy Magruder or Corey Joseph. Yep, we can do that. I can promise to complete that. And new task from Governor. Let's do it again. Now, you're not going to be able to do too much in the first season other than, set yourself up for the off season. The first season is always a wash. That means you don't have to win, you don't have to lose. It's just a training session, okay? But the next 14 seasons are going to pluck the hairs out of your head.
14?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Actually, that's just for your high score. After that, it goes to 80.
Come again?
It goes from 15 to another 65. Yeah. I'm going to be way past 90 years old when I'm finished this thing. I'll be a few hundred years old at this point. I'll be like Mr. Burns.
You'll be in your late 120s.
So I feel like we can get more from the concession stand using our market partners to figure out the ideal price point. Sure. So based on the tasks that your governor asks for you, you will depend on what you get in terms of your perks, because you have certain level perks that you can acquire. And I'll show you what I mean there. Second thing we're going to do, look over at the staff. Who do we have? We have Dwayne Casey, who just got an extension. You see that red marker next to his name? That's a bad thing. That means that he is a short timer, which means he's only a temporary coach. Also, if you look at his offense, defense, and potential, you probably can't see that because my fat, ugly head is in the way. It's a C, C minus, B, respectively. We're going to fire our head coach. Our assistant coach isn't too bad. That's Sidney Lowe. He has a teaching ability, and he's a former player, which he was. I remember watching him play. And that means that you can teach your young guys some new stuff, and teammate chemistry hits are lessened because he was a former player. Even though we have an A minus scout, we're probably going to get rid of him because he is lazy. I don't like lazy anything. Also, we don't have the best trainer, so we're going to have to get somebody with an injury preventer. This guy's a snake, and he jumps ship when it's sinking. This guy is just generic. Everybody you meet here is generic. Now, when you're firing your staff, make sure you fire them cordially every time. You want to maintain good relations with people just in case you need to rehire them back in the event that they get improved statistics. So always cordially, even though it's going to hurt your player morale and everything. And hire one at a time. Okay? I always like to hire this generic guy. I think he's a member of the 2K staff. Correct me if I'm incorrect. His name is Cuba Gooding. I immediately thought of Cuba Gooding Jr. I'm sure you did too. He looks nothing like Cuba Gooding Jr. So I'm going to hire Cuba Gooding Jr. And we're going to get a very good scout. He's going to be able to pick out exactly who we are interested in drafting. The reason we're going to do that is because the appeal to this game is figuring out who the next big superstar is going to be. So, I can actually take him a little bit less than what he's asking for, but not by much. 5K less. Alright, and there you go. He's hired on. He's good. He's golden. So, don't look at the score. Don't look at your stats or anything like that. The first week is automatically going to give you 100, whatever your salary cap is. It's going to give that to you automatically. Don't see that as a big deal. You're going to get your first presser, and you're going to have a weekly meeting every time. But since I'm not going to be committing to the staff right away, that doesn't matter. Let's go to our first weekly meeting with the press. Meeting with the press. I'll show you how to answer these questions correctly. So the first question usually is, what are your goals as the newly minted GM of the Detroit Pistons? Always say big things. The reason you want to say that, you want to upsell, all-star seasons, all that stuff. It's going to increase your fan interest. It's going to increase the disposition with your governor, and it's going to give all players some morale. That's the best answer you can give them. Now then, we have to continue fine-tuning our staff. The next guy to go is the assistant GM, who's a snake, and he jumps ship. I don't like people who are snakes and jump ship. Jumping snakes are not a good thing. No. So, again, though, we're going to fire him cordially, even though he's not competent enough for his job.
You should fire him harshly.
I don't want to fire him harshly. I just can't do that. So we have to find a newly minted GM. It's going to be temporary for now. I would prefer somebody who has a badge of sorts. This guy is a former general manager, so he has a higher. The other GMs will have a higher trust level for trades and the like. So that might be somebody we look at. Also, his twin brother is right here. Benjamin Moore and this Jay Lucas guy pretty much look like the same person. In fact, they are the same person. I don't know who it's modeled after, but I'm assuming it's somebody of the 2K staff. Everybody's going to look like everybody. Right. Okay. So we're gonna get assistant GMs here. This guy's got a B+ rating. Let's go with him. Yay! All right. You can ask him a bunch of questions too. You can ask him what his opinion is on the roster, what his opinion is on the market, and all that stuff. That does factor into how they make their decision and how much you're going to pay them. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter for the strategy that I'm working with right now. So you want to make sure that it's about 4K less in this case. I want to try to skip as you know, to the bottom as much as humanly possible. Big LTU Life, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Happy to see you there. Playing a little bit of MyGM. We're going to get the Pistons back up and running. We're going to do the first season, and that'll be it for today. But it's going to be a tutorial on how to do this because a lot of people don't know or are not. I don't know. It's just it's a boring mode. So I like playing boring stuff because I'm a boring person. I work for the boring company. I don't really. But, yeah. Let's see. Obviously, losing is going to really hurt us, especially those who are in development already. Isaiah Stewart and Dumbuya in this case. Huh. Killian Hayes has got a what now? Right, okay, Dumbuya's got a... Yeah, he has to go there. He'll probably end up being like a 79 or something, so that'll put... Okay, that's fine. I'm just thinking out loud here. You're going to do that a lot when you're playing this mode because it's going to tear your hair out. That's why I'm bald. Anyway, and we're going to continue with our staff here. So we just got a new hiree for the assistant GM position. He has got a positive badge. And I love Dwayne Casey in real life. He obviously should have better stats than what he has right there. He was a former Raptors head coach as well. They're paying him $10 million for 4 years. I don't think that's good enough. I want to commit to somebody. So we got our scout. We got our assistant GM. We need a better trainer because injuries are going to be a factor here. So let's get a better trainer. Playing stuff like this too, it's fun. It is too. It is too. It's just sometimes a lot of people find it very boring because, you know, you're doing a lot of reading, you're doing a lot of statistical analysis and stuff like that. It's kind of a niche thing. I'm an old school gamer, so I grew up playing like Nintendo and Atari, so I like high score games. This is a high score game, so I like it. And also I like seeing who the next big superstar is going to be and trying to draft them. I like doing that. All right, so always, like I said, always cordially fire people. You want to maintain good relations with people. So let's see. We can take this Taylor Stewart guy. We can take Christopher Porter. We can take Donald Jones, who looks frighteningly enough like Mike Wang, so I can say it's Mike Wang. It's Mike Wang. So and then we have Ham. We have Justin Powell, Sean Lee. Look at these A+ potentials. This is actually pretty cool. They have the same pose. Look at that. That's pretty interesting. And then we have David Clark here. Now, I'm not going to work with any of them. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go with Justin Powell. I have experience with him. He has an injury badge, which means player injury durations are reduced by 10%. Hugely important because you're going to get career-ending injuries frequently on hard mode. So my recommendation, get somebody with that injury badge. So we're going to get Mr. Powell. Powell makes a powerful car. That's a Simpsons reference, I think. Yay! Your hat. He's wearing a Soopa Mario hat. Yeah, my little cousin's here too. Hello. All right. So 6K less than what he was asking. It should be fine.
I got the hat.
A chapeau français. All right. Now we're going to check on the rest of our staff here. We got a good trainer. We have a very good scout, and we need a good scout because this build, this method that I'm showing you is really heavily built on the scout. So the last guy we got to hire is a CFO, Chief Financial Officer. So we're going to fire him cordially. Cold water on a muggy day.
What? Cold water?
Cold water on a muggy day, yep.
I like cold water.
Have a sip if you want, just don't touch the thingy.
The thingy.
Alright, cordially.
No,
So this is going to be temporary as well, but we're going to get Jacob West. I don't know if that's supposed to be Jerry West, but it's not. It's just somebody who works at 2K, I think. So we're going to get this Jerry West looking guy because he's got a badge. He's the best one that we have for the job so far. It's only going to be temporary. You can sleep. Yeah, you can if you want. I know this mode is very boring. Alright, so we're going to go 390 with this guy. Again, you can ask them a series of questions to improve their standing with you. First level up, I gained a skill point. So there you go, leveled up. So we're opening up the skill tree now. The skill tree is going to be very important. You got a bunch of stuff to upgrade.
It kind of looks like the star in Super Mario World.
It does. I want to play that now.
Yeah, I do.
Thank you. I appreciate it. See how boring this mode is? It makes you want to play other games, honestly. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, in my opinion, this is not something that's set in stone. Now, I do have to trade somebody, but that's going to come a little bit later. I'm going to unlock Trade Finder a little bit towards the trade deadline of the season, okay? Not guaranteed or anything. The first thing I want to do is butter up to the GM to secure my job. So we're going to go with chit chat with the staff. I think it's important to talk with the staff and the players eventually. So I think it's going to be vital to do this sort of thing. Okay. The first thing we're going to go immediately to is chit chat with the governor. When you can chit chat with people, that's a plus. Okay. Now let's have a look at the roster. Let's have a look at the staff. Everybody, I think, is in fairly good standing. All we need to do is get rid of the head coach now. So we're going to fire Dwayne Casey cordially, of course. Our dog, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Happy to see you there, man.
Hi.
Why do I play this? It's because it's boring, and I'm a boring person. I work for the boring company. No. It's a fun mode. I don't mind playing this because it's good for rebuilds and stuff like that. I'm going to play some My Career and My Team down the road. My Career I actually play pretty often, but I like play in the park and stuff. I don't necessarily do rec or Pro-Am, although I'll probably do it for the next one. But My Team I'll do for the next one, for 2K22. I just want to get my bearings about me and try to refamiliarize myself with the mode. It's been a little while since I've dedicated something to it. So, but yeah, this one is very boring, so I understand. Started watching your channel since the 2K TV answer videos. Do you answer them all yourself, or are you just guessing and giving us the answers? No, I'm getting them all. I'm getting them all. I'm just doing it on an alt account. And I'm able to do it quickly because I know when it drops. So that's a trade secret, though. Okay. Fire cordially. And again, IRL, I would not fire Dwayne Casey. Actually, he just signed an extension, so I don't blame them for doing that. He's a very good coach. I don't know why they underdeveloped him here. So, Michael Stauffer, who is actually officially a 2K member, they didn't even try to hide the fact that that's who it is. So, we're going to go pace and space with Michael Stauffer. He has got a bunch of badges. The first one he's got is he's a coaching legend, which means people are going to be likely to sign with your team since they have him as the head coach. He also has former player, which I don't even remember him being a former player, to be honest with you. And then the other one is he's clutch. So in elimination games in the playoffs, his players outperform his competition. That's important when you get into the postseason. And make no mistake about it, we're going to try to get into the postseason as soon as possible. So we're taking Michael Stauffer for this one. That's some high IQ stuff. The only sport I watch is basketball. Otherwise, professional wrestling, but professional wrestling is not a sport anymore. It used to be booked like a sport, but it's not. Yeah, basketball is the only thing I've been watching. I don't really watch any other sports. I've been watching basketball since 1988-89 season. That's when Magic won his last championship. Yeah, his back-to-back. And that was right before the rise of the Detroit Pistons, so I thought it would be appropriate to do the Pistons. Okay, so let's see. $5 million a year. It's a little expensive, but you know what? It's better than what we were paying Coach Dwayne Casey.
Yeah.
Oh wait, $5 million on a 4-year deal. Yeah, that's half of what we were paying Casey. All right, so we're gonna go with 4.87 million. That's a lot of money, but less than half.
That money.
Who?
I wish I had that.
I wish I had that money.
I wish I had that money.
So obviously we're 0-6. Don't even look at that. It doesn't matter because we're going to be getting a higher draft pick anyway.
Love baseball most. Basketball. I love baseball.
Nice.
Basketball. What is your favorite team?
It's funny enough. I don't have a favorite team or a favorite player. I just love the sport. So I'm kind of sentimental about the Lakers and the Celtics being in the playoffs, but otherwise than that, no, don't really have a favorite player or favorite team. Bird and Magic is what got me into basketball, so I was sentimental for those two. But other than that, I just celebrate the game. I watch the game, and I celebrate whoever's good.
I have a favorite team.
Who is your favorite team?
The Warriors, I think.
Yes, that's Steph Curry. Chef Curry.
I was gonna ask you what team his Steph Curry has.
He doesn't watch basketball too much. He's more of a baseball guy.
Well, everything. Do you know that martial arts is a sport?
Yes, you know the professional wrestling used to be a sport, and then they messed it up.
No. But now I do.
Yeah, thanks to people like Corny.
Yes.
All right. So we have another weekly press meeting. I'll show you what to answer correctly.
No, the hat again.
Stop losing your hat. Okay, we're at the press conference here. Always a pleasure, Mario. This shouldn't take long. Good. I don't have that much time. With the losing streak reaching 5, what do you think is holding this team back? Always take accountability, even though it's going to cost you. My recommendation is say, it's me. Buck stops with me. It's going to take away your fan interest. It's going to put your player morale up and all your staff morale up, which is what you want. Your governor trust, you can build that up over time, especially when you get that perk that I'm talking to you about. It's overpowered. The fan interest, don't worry about that. That's going to go up with time as well. So always take responsibility.
Oh my god, I almost lost the hat.
One more question. What do you say to people who suggest you fired your head coach as a waste from distracting the fact that you put together a subpar roster? Wow, I don't think I've ever been asked that question before. Who says? Do people still say malarkey? Is that something that some people say?
Never heard of it.
It's like Quacker Water. Nobody ever says that anymore. or Zafty. Nobody says those things anymore. They're centuries old. No, that's malarkey. I'll go with. I never answered this one before. Fan interest, yeah, it went down, but that's okay. That's all we have. That's fine.
That's what you
Again,
answered
fan
that.
interest is going to be up and down all season, so don't worry about that. You can gain their trust back in other ways, and I recommend you do that, okay?
That's what you answer for that question.
Do you think the Jazz has a chance of winning something this year? Every team absolutely has a chance to win this year. The Jazz, they're hard to beat, man. I know that the Grizzlies are an up-and-coming team and stuff, but the Utah Jazz, make no mistake about it, Rudy Gobert is a dominant center. I don't care what people said. People say he's limited offensively, and he is. But defensively speaking, he is a juggernaut. He's a behemoth in the paint, and he erases anything that comes near him. So make no mistake about it. That in combination with Donovan Mitchell, a healthy Bogdanovich, they didn't have that in the bubble last year. They have the great chemistry. They have the best record in the league. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be able to win it all. On the East Coast, it might be a little bit different. I would like to see who is going to win between the Sixers, the Bucks, and the Nets. Those are the big three. If the Nets don't get past the next round, I don't know what to think there. But Nets are going to win anyway. But I don't know. It depends. I'm concerned about the Nets' durability. And it sucks to say that, but that's what it is. Okay. So now that we have our staff and we can look at who we're going to trade. Okay, Ellington, pinch nerve in the back. I don't think I'm going to be overly concerned with that. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, right? Another criticism that I have of the Nets, and I say this, you know, I'm a basketball fanatic. So I'm a big guy on defense. Defense is what got me into the basketball game. You had mentioned favorite players, favorite teams, and all that stuff. Bill Russell, when I first saw Bill Russell, immediately fell in love with his game. Immediately. When I saw him blocking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots at a possession, I'm like, this guy's good. And I wanted to learn everything from him. That being said, when I look at the Nets, the only guy who's blocking shots is Claxton. Claxton is very good as a rookie. However, he's a rookie. He can be manipulated by older players, more veteran players, people who are using their wits instead of, you know, just trying to go face into him. Defense is going to be key for the Nets because they're middle of the road defensively, and that's not going to get it done. They need to rebound the basketball. They need to block out the paint. They let too many people blow by them too often. They can play defense when it counts. Kevin Durant can play defense when it counts, but he's got to do that all the time for them to win. That's my opinion. That's the way I look at it. And you're right. Defense wins championships all the time. All the time.
You should give me a quiz.
I should give you a quiz?
Yeah, you say, like, the end of teams, and I'll try and say the first part.
Okay. Timberwolves.
No idea.
Minnesota. Kings.
No idea.
Sacramento. Probably not for long.
No idea.
Raptors.
Toronto?
Yeah.
Okay.
He knows that much. Lakers.
Oh, shit.
Hey, don't cuss.
I heard it before.
It's the Lakers, man.
Los Angeles?
Yes. You had to look at the chat, though. What's up?
I don't know.
I'm teaching him about basketball. He can actually play. He just doesn't know enough about it yet.
No.
He's pretty good in his class, too. So I taught him a little bit when he was young. And the way I taught him is by blocking every shot that he put up. Because I was a blocking juggernaut.
I'll give you one of these.
Okay.
So,
All right, so let's have a look here. Michael Stoffer wants to talk to us about something. Okay, let's go.
so defense
Yep.
for me is probably an F minus.
Let's see. Grabbing an extra first-round pick would be... Okay. Yeah, express doubts, but I think I should be able to do that. The roster makeup the way it is, we should aim to be... See, this is where you're going to get the glitches, okay? Sometimes they're going to say contrary things, and you're going to have to tell them, no, can't do that. And you have to learn how to say no. So here's the redundancy of, or the contradiction of what he just asked me. He wants us to get more picks, which means he wants us to get a number 1 pick. But he also wants our team to be top 15. So he wants our team to be middle of the pack at the same time. That's a contrary statement. So make no promises. Okay. So there you go.
Okay, keep going. Here we go.
Hold on. So here's something else that you're going to do. You're going to be talking to your head scout very frequently. This is where the meat of the matter is. You're going to pick your scouting goals every time. These are automatically listed as per how their overall is according to your scout, depending on how good your scout is, okay? And these are randomly generated characters with randomly generated statistics. You have to pick who you want. This is where you can get into exquisite detail. So what I usually do for the first 10, I'm going to go with what he suggests is the top overall. And if he gets one that's incorrect, it's going to fall to the bottom. kind of like what we're doing now. We're 0-8. So, being that we're 0-8, let's have a look at the statistics very quickly. Jeremy Grant obviously is absolutely killing it right now, and we're going to retain his services. He's absolutely bomb. Look at the stat line. 56, 42, 97. At 35 minutes a game, yeah, sign this man. Sign this man for life. Now you have Sadiq Bey coming in and putting up some pretty decent numbers, 16 points a game. He's 21 years old. He's shooting 41, 34, and 87. That's somebody else we're going to retain. Dennis Smith Jr., on the other hand, I love him to death, don't get me wrong. He's young, he's vital, but his free throw shooting is not going to do it for me. And even though he's getting 1.6 steals a game, that ain't going to last. He's not that good of an offensive, unless they change that. Hold on. Man, people are just rude over here. As you can see, his perimeter defense below average. His post defense is non-existent. He can't really rebound. He has pretty good athleticism, but his basketball IQ is kind of a downer. So I need somebody better than that to run the point guard position. Somebody who's a bit more experienced. They did have Derrick Rose. He got bought out and then signed with the New York Knicks, who are in the playoffs. Love the fact that the Knicks are in the playoffs, but they're going to need a lot more on their roster if they want to make noise. Julius Randle winning the Sixth Man of the Year was deserved, though. I got to say that. Or no, not Sixth Man. That was Jordan Clarkson. He won Most Improved Player, and I agree with that. Julius Randle is the reason the Knicks are even in the playoffs. So, yes, keep that. But, all right, another guy who's kind of a dum-dum is Mason Plumlee. His free throw shooting is okay, but I need somebody who can shoot the three and defend the post. So I'm going to look for people who have those qualities at the center position.
I can if you want. I can go in the game now.
I will smack you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, so that's not a very impressive stat line here. Let's have a meeting with the head scout. So each individual that you meet and that you recruit has their own different personality. In the case of Cuba Gooding, more likely than not, if you critique him, he'll take that as a positive. Okay? Most of the time. Depending on what your scouting analysis is, will depend on how he answers. But I always critique him because he's usually very receptive positively on that regard. See? When he says, is that what you'd prefer? Then that's a plus 10. Okay? So, different people will have different ways of you approaching them from a personality standpoint. Okay. So, what do we have in terms of tasks? Be top 50. No. Just no. One required at trade deadline, no problem. Killian Hayes wants something. Okay. We're going to trade either Rodden Magruder or Corey Joseph. We might actually be trading both of them, if I'm not mistaken. That'll give us a little bit more on that front. So, okay. Now we can start talking to people. All right? Ooh. Neck spasms, 2 to 4 weeks. Josh Jackson broke his hand. Wayne Ellington's got a pinched nerve in the back. You can see the injuries are already starting to pile up. And injuries, generally speaking, you can get career-ending injuries at the drop of a hat. And it stinks. It stinks like poo. But, you know, you got to take the punch sometimes. So, now we can start talking to people. Let's start talking with our head coach to try to get his morale built up a little bit. And then we're going to start talking to the players that we want to retain. So, this is just Blither Bather. You can just literally skip. You can mash the button on that. So, we have no press. We have a weekly meeting with the governor. Always take your weekly meetings with the governor. Always take them. Butter up to him. Tell him he's a wonderful person. Shine his shoes if you have to. Do whatever you need to do. Compliment the governor. Thank you. Yes. I want to keep my job, sir. I will tell you anything. Sidney Lowe is now asking us something, so let's have a conversation with him. Sidney Lowe is actually a pretty good assistant coach. A lot of us are not happy with Coach. He's not taking our input seriously. Okay. So he wants his position, is basically what this is. He has aspirations of being a head coach. You're going to find this a lot in this game. So whenever they say Coach isn't doing a good job, always say might fire, because it doesn't put any plus or minus either way. It's just a neutral position. All right? Keep them appeased. It won't put their morale down or anything. It'll just keep things nice and even. So, we are able to edit the playbook. Now that we have our disposition up with Coach, we can actually edit the playbook. You can do this as per what you would like to do, whatever you're trying to run. Let me show you exactly what I'm going to be running with a pace and space type of guy, okay? He wants to protect the paint. Cool, I'm fine with that. We're going to play physical defense instead of a neutral defense. We're also going to crash the defensive glass. Neutral offensive focus and an average tempo, okay? We're going to limit transition every time. Always got to limit transition with this sort of thing. Now we get into the coaching aspect here. Help defense IQ, I usually put it at 50-50, depending on what the situation is. It'll be ready all the time. Running plays frequency, I put it at 60. Zone usage, I usually go zone usage 20%. Okay? So that's 1 out of 5 times you'll use a zone defense. It's important that you do use some zone defense in this game. Bench utilization, you can go 50-50, but I usually say that my bench probably, roughly about 50-50. The lineup has to perform spectacularly for this to work, so I'm going to go 75. Young or old doesn't really matter to me, so we'll go even. System proficiency preference, probably leaning towards, yes, more towards that, but keep it around 55 in my opinion. You can go with whatever playbook you want. They have a couple of playbooks that they can give to you here. Some of them are completely blank, which I don't know why it is. Pro-Am, Midnight, All-Star, SL, and then you can go into the actual teams. So we're going to go with the real Detroit Pistons here. Okay. And then we're going to fix the lineup according to what it automatically generated, based on the injuries as well. There you see Jahlil Okafor. He's probably going to be gone because he's not a very good defensive player. So we're going to get Dennis Smith Jr. up there. He can actually go here. Oh, Hayes is actually doing well, so let's get him in there. And that means that Dennis Smith Jr. can go here. And, what's this? Cook at the power forward. Wowzers. Yeah, everybody's pretty much injured at this point. I don't think Magruder's going to be doing too much anyway. But yeah, that's basically what the lineup's going to be. Let's get out of there. Okay? Okay. It's not going to change anything. We're still going to go 0 and whatever. We're going to have one of the worst records ever in history. But as I said, the first season doesn't matter. What you're trying to do in the first season is train through what you've got to do. Not only that, you have to get that #1 pick. Because you can see there, we're rebuilding. We don't have anybody that we're looking to trade. Even though the general manager wants either Wayne Ellington or Magruder gone, don't put them on the trading block. It'll affect team morale, and it's already pretty bad anyway. So now then, let's keep talking to people and trying to get them appeased and satisfied and so forth. Next guy you want to try to get and butter up to is the trainer. Trainer has to give you anything that you need in terms of injury. So you want to try to just go through all this. You're going to be pressing the button a lot. Get your thumb ready. Okay. So we have a weekly press meeting, and we have a weekly meeting with the CFO. Let's have a look at the next week. Let's see what the press conference questions are. Always a pleasure. Yep. There's been smoke lately that there are chemistry issues in your locker room. What's your take on that? Whenever you're asked that question, always say you're going to talk to the players. That way you can get some fan interest. You can also get the player morales up. Very important. Another question. When you look at someone as Frank Jenkins, who you barely use, why don't you trade him somewhere? We want him. Even though it's going to hurt his morale, that's what you have to say for PR purposes, public relation purposes. I can't believe I just did a quote error. Air quote. I don't like that. So it's going to hurt Frank Jackson's morale, but he's probably not going to stay here anyway. But Lee Oliver's going to be appeased, and that's what you want. You want to secure your job. Okay, now we have a meeting with the CFO. We're kind of going broke, so I might criticize him. But Jacob West, traditionally, if you praise him, he'll like that. If you critique him, he might not like you. If you mock him, he'll just leave. He'll quit. So don't do that. I would recommend, if you're losing a lot of money, critique him. Since this is the first season, praise him. See? Thank you. I pride myself on my accuracy. If you hear them say that, you get the plus 10. Told you. Boy. Alright, so here's our scouting report. This is very detailed, by the way. You can look at them through grades. You can look at them through what they're averaging in college right now and so forth. What college they're going to. You can't quite... You can get their measured statistics as well in terms of their height, their weight, their reach, where they're projected. And then eventually when you fully scout them, you can get all of their individual statistics. Their close range, their mid-range, their three-point shot, their shot IQ, their defensive IQ. That's important. Right. So let's go ahead and pick some more people. Again, we're going to go based on what he has projected as the top players. He's very accurate, so he's the best scout in the game. I recommend you take him as soon as you can. Now, as you can see here, we have a little bit of time in between our next game. What you're going to want to do at this point, go over to your sponsorships. You have 4 sponsorships to pick, okay? Now, I remember that the general manager, the governor, wanted to get some merch and concession up. So you only have a limited amount because I'm only 43 overall in terms of merchandise, in terms of branding. I am going to recommend going for concession first. So we're going to get concession. Yeah, you only get 1% of their revenue. Yeah. And of course we just leveled up. That's level 3. So, as I said, everything else is very important here. Don't get me wrong. For this particular strategy, we want to butter up to the GM right away so that we can get him at max disposition. You don't have to worry about anything. Now, go back to business. Now, we already have a merchandising. I'm sorry, we have concession, I should say. We need advertising now. And since we're a 43 overall, the max we can get is a 40 with a 2% share. Let's do that. And then we're going to round everything out with merchandise and then maybe another concession. You can see our team chemistry is all the way down. Fan interest is going up, though, because we haven't made any moves yet, but this is a fresh approach, so they're not really sure what to think. Michael Stauffer wants to say something, so let's go ahead and talk to him because he's the coach after all. So let's see. I want to talk to you about the team's chemistries in the dumps. Okay, so we're going to adjust some training here. I can't unlock this yet because I don't have the disposition that I need with the trainer because you have to talk to him to get that disposition up. When the coach comes to you and says adjust the team training, that's when you open up that window. So, physical, balanced, defense. Defense is going to be my tactical. Fundamental. We're going to go balanced. Team training. Never, for me, I never rest on a back-to-back. Rest after a back-to-back, sure. And then everything's on high. That's perfectly fine. Physical. We're going to make sure that everybody's physically fit. Fundamentals are going to go down a little bit. And we're going to go... Yeah, we're going to go with tactical and physical. Physical because we want to get less injuries as much as possible. Tactical because we want to promote defense. This is the bad boy Pistons we're trying to revive, so let's go with that. Crimson Phoenix, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. What's that? If you really want to get into the revenue, Spaceballs, the basketball team. That's awesome, Crimson. How you doing, man? Spaceballs, the T-shirt. Spaceballs, the breakfast cereal. Spaceballs, the flamethrower. The kids are gonna love this one. Spaceballs, the doll. Me. May the Schwartz be with you. I love that scene. That's hilarious. You've seen that, right?
Yes.
Yes. I showed him Spaceballs. I know that much. All right. So that's basically going to be our strategy and our team focus. All right. So there you go. Everybody's happy. Well, for now. So let's see. More business. We have to take more business here. So now we got to get a merch. And the only merch we can get is Jordan, which is actually a very good brand, but we're going to get that anyway. Let's get some Jordan brand going, baby.
1%.
Doing good. Got some lunch. Nice. I'm off to work today, but you're off work today, but you go back to work tomorrow. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much, Crimson. I appreciate you, man.
I don't have school today, but I go back tomorrow. Woo! Anyways, I'm gonna go back home.
Okay. Join the stream and say hi. If it's not raining after I'm finished the stream, you want to go outside? I have to go help Dad anyway. We're doing a greenhouse, so I got to go help my father.
Yeah, we're making a greenhouse.
Nice. Copycats.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
All right. After the stream, if it's nice outside, we'll go outside. Don't fall asleep on the stream.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna.
Well,
All right. I think you'll be a great sponsor for our team. Let's get him in. Perfect. So there we go. We have a little bit of projected earnings here. That's good. We have a meeting with the head coach. Head coach. Okay, so obviously the head coach is not working out so far. So we're going to critique him. See? If you're not doing well, critique the coach. He says, I try to be a role model for them. If you see that, then you know it's a plus 10 morale. That's exactly what you need. All right. Jeremy Grant is day-to-day now, so that's good. When they get injured, when the players get injured in the game, it takes their overall down. And in the off-season, during progression, right after the free agency portion, they go down even more. So you have to be wary of that. I try to stay under 30 years old when I'm trying to pick who I want to play for me. All that being said, we got to start talking to people. Head scout is good. Trainer, let's get the trainer up a little bit more. All right, and then just go through all that. It's just blither bather. It's just jargon. So we have some trade offers. I don't look at trade offers right away. The reason I don't look at trade offers is because since we're vulnerable right now as a new team, your trade details could get leaked to the press, and that'll reflect badly on you. You don't want to do that. Now we're going to talk to the assistant coach. We're going to talk to everybody that we want to retain. Everybody who is going to be traded, we're going to, well, trade them. But we're going to look at talking to 0-17 though. Seriously, you think we would have won something, right? But we have a lot of injuries too. Jeremy Grant just coming in right now, and we're the worst team in the league. So I expect to be a losing season, and then hopefully the next season will be way better. So, all right, good. Governor's doing okay. Let's talk to the governor. Hello, governor. All right, let's ask for a joke. Just try to click through this as quickly as possible. It doesn't mean anything. It's just blither blather. You can, like, for the first time or the first few times that you read it, it's probably a little bit funny, but after that, it's just jargon. So then they have NBA trivia. This is the only one you should really be paying attention to. Who's the player to average double digits, triple doubles before Westbrook? And that was Oscar Robertson. So if you nail that, you get an extra bonus, I think. So you get 10. There you go. Now then. Right. Let's have a look at the statistics then. The statistics. We're looking at the player stats now. Next Spasms day to day. Dennis Smith is now our leading scorer, which you know you have a bad team when Dennis Smith is your leading scorer. All do love and respect the Dennis Smith Jr. He's a very good player. Not what I want for this team. Sadiq Bey, I want to keep him for sure because he's good defensively and he can shoot the ball a little bit. Saban Lee has actually been doing very well. So you might notice there's a 2 right by his name. Here, I'll show you. There's a 2 right by his name. That means he's on a 2-way contract, which means at a certain point in the season, I forget what, I think it's at the end of January actually, you get to either retain him or send him back down. If you send him back down, his salary doesn't count towards your overall salary. But it depends on what your injury situation is. And you have to look at what you're doing. So it depends on where we're at, but from what I can tell, we're at the bottom anyway, so I don't see any reason to retain anybody. So, now let's start talking to the players. Okay, so Hayes is uneasy. Let's keep him appeased because he is going to be part of our future. He is a young player. I think he's 19, 20 years old. He is going to be a part of our future. Let's try to keep him upbeat. Hey, we actually won a game. There you go. So now we're 1-17. I'm not proud of that, but, you know, it's a training season. And it's the worst team in the league. And it's on the hardest difficulty. So Dumbuya is a little bit uneasy, but that's okay. We can actually appease him by talking to him. Let's try to get his spirits back up. Okay. Dennis Smith Jr., Servetus, there's Magruder, Cook, Stewart. Stewart's really bad right now, so we have to get him up. And of course, we have to talk to him. Just click through all of that. We lost to the Hornets, of course. So we have no press. We have a weekly meeting with the trainer, though. And let's keep going. All right, let's meet with the trainer. So we have had a few injuries here. So with the trainer, it's a little bit touch and go. It's hard to tell when they're going to be happy with you or when they're going to be disgusted with you. In this regard, we're a bad team. We've had a few injuries. Jeremy Grant's on the way back in. So that means that his injury is actually almost done. The other injury is healed fully, and there's one injury that's a couple of weeks away. Since that's the case, we have 2 out of 3 injuries that are back to normal. I'd say praise him. If you critique him, he gets mad at you. If you mock him, he leaves. He quits. So we're going to praise him. Yeah, and then sometimes it's like I said, it's touch and go. We've had 3 injuries in the last week, which is accurate in this case. He's always going to say 3 injuries, no matter how many injuries you have. Your entire team could be dead, and he'll say 3 injuries. Right. So it's a -5 there. So you lose a little bit with him. Good stream, man. I need to go now, though. Hey, not a problem, Big L2U Life. Thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Hope to see you again soon, okay? You take care. So let's see. We got to get the trainer back up. Or wait, his morale's fine. His morale's fine. CFO and the assistant GM, though. We got to get the assistant GM up. It's imperative that we do that. We got to get everybody on the up and up. Once we can start to open up Trade Finder, then you're going to start to see a lot more improvements to the team. And there you see we have some more statistical analysis. We don't have those numbers yet, but you can see what they're averaging in college. Highly recommend you guys check these out. In the meantime, we can tell who's going to be number 1. And that's this Fernando Alvarez guy. Don't know exactly what his overall is going to be. But always pick your scouting goals. Never automate this stuff, okay? There we go. There we are. Okay. Okay, we're doing okay. Killian Hayes, let's get him back up to a little bit more upbeat. If we can get him to neutral, I think we're fine. We already have him on neutral. Let's try to get him a little ahead of neutral. Oh, did I get my businesses right? Okay, I have one more business to get. More for Birch. Let's do that then. Okay, so we have all our merch here. Improve concession revenue. Yep, we did that. So there you go. Our general manager, our governor, wants to talk about it. There you go. And that was a very easy one to do, even if you didn't have prices as a badge to use. So here come our two-way contracts. So we're going to have to send back down. We have no other option there because we're overloaded at the present time anyway. Now then, Jeremy Grant, you can see he was an 83 overall, is now an 82 overall because he had that injury. And it's going to go steadily down. He's 26. By the time he gets to 30, he'll be pretty much done. This is on the hardest mode, by the way. It doesn't always do this. But I'd say by the end of the first season, we'll have at least a level 12. Okay, Sadiq Bey's still uneasy. Let's try to get him to neutral. There we go. We have to send him back down. We have no other choice. And that stinks. So there we go. We have another level up. We already have the chit-chat with the governor. So that's good. Now, what we want to do, we want to start towards improving our scouting. Also, what we want to do is try to get boost branding and player stamina. We need that. So it's either choose a specialty facility, choose 2 of them right here, and then boost that, or unlock Trade Finder, and then improves healing time for injuries. I think since we've had a few injuries already, we're going to go this route. It depends on how your game has gone so far, though. You have to look at what you've done, and since I need a trade to be done right away, which I'm not going to do, I'm going to wait until I have the right time to do that. And then after that, we'll go healing, and then relationship history. From there, we're going to go... Actually, you know what? We're not going to do relationship history. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get injury. We're going to get changed ticket prices. We're going to re-sign players for less. After that, we're going to lower penalty for losing players. That way we can trade people. And then we can sign more big name players. That's where we're going to go. Anything in excess of that is going to go here. And that'll be the end of our first season, I think. So there's our trade finder. We're not going to use it right away. Because when you use it right away, then you get prompted to trade pretty much your entire roster. So you don't want to do that. You want to make trades that you want to make, not the computer. Because the computer doesn't always do the trades correctly for you. Mason Plumlee's uneasy. Hamadou Diallo is uneasy. Wayne Ellington's uneasy. Doumbouya's uneasy. Let's get him back up. Doumbouya is going to be not a key part of our rebuilding, but he's going to be part of it for sure. And as you can see, our fan interest is now at 80, which is a good thing. And we've added $4.6 million to the budget, which is great. So credit the CFO for that. Weekly press, we're going to attend that as well. I'm going to be cutting this down to smaller videos so you can understand what I'm doing here. So when you go blown out back like this, what's the problem? Is it scheme? Players? What do you need to do? It's my fault. Always take blame for it yourself. It's nobody else's fault but you. Okay. That's going to take down your governor's morale. That can be gotten back immediately. I'll show you. What's happening here? Benjamin Moore. Okay, Benjamin Moore wants to talk about something. I don't know how long he's going to be here anyway. Let's see what he has to talk about. With the team playing like this, I think we should adjust some of our coding strategies. No. It's just we don't have the players for it. Meeting with head scout, let's do that as well. Always meet with the people you want to meet with. Don't let the computer dictate what you're doing. Kuba, again, we had proven that critiquing the scout works before. It doesn't always work, but we'll critique him again. And that gives him a plus 10. There you go, we got a W. There we are. 2 and 22. Pathetic. But it's only the training, and it's the worst team in the league. I want that first round pick. So what else do we have here? Stewart's still bad. Ooh. A few of these people are going to have to be traded, I think. So we can offer them in packages and such. Dennis Smith is uneasy. Servetus is uneasy. Everybody's uneasy when you're losing. Dumbuya. We want to try to get the young guys back up to code. Trading people is the hardest part of this game, in my opinion, because you want to try to build chemistry, and every time you trade somebody, it diminishes that. Yeah, let's talk to Mason Plumlee. I don't know what we're going to do with Plumlee. I don't see him staying here, but we're going to keep him at least neutral. If we can keep most of our players neutral, we should be okay. We should be. Not a guarantee or anything. Okay, continuing on. Servetus, I don't think he has too much playing time, but that's okay. We're going to try to keep him happy. Or at least neutral. Don't want anybody leaving here with some ill feelings. Let's see what we got this week. Got 407k profit, not too bad. Weekly score is only 200, though. That kind of stinks. We have a meeting with the head coach. And we're coming towards the end of January. We're going to check out these stats. We're going to check out the standings. And we'll see where we're at. We're probably dead last in the league. So that's a positive thing because we want that #1 pick. So, it was proven the last time that critiquing him actually helps him out a little bit. But it doesn't always work that way. Let's see what happens if we do it this time. It worked this time. That's good. 2 times a charm. But these are people we want to commit to. So let's see if we have any injuries to deal with. Nope, nothing here. Okay, Stewart is actually up to 79 overall. And who else do we have? We have Dumbuya. Dumbuya is up to 74 overall, which is actually pretty good. He has very good physicality, and I'd really appreciate that in him. But we have to improve his three-point shooting. We have to improve either one of his defenses and rebounding. Okay. Killian Hayes is okay. Jaren Jackson, or Josh Jackson, I should say. Probably get rid of him. We have a meeting room here. Let's talk to our governor as soon as we have a chance here. And there you go. You get all the statistics that you need for this particular player. And you can see that Fernando Alvarez is a must-get right now. He's a 85 overall, and he seems to have a very high... Seems to have a very, very high... what am I trying to say? Potential. Good golly, I can't even think. Yeah, his potential's through the roof. He's from Mexico. As you can see there, he's got great perimeter defense. He can already shoot the 3 very well. And, yeah, this is the guy to get right now. Now, if you want to check out their age, he's 18 years old. So this guy's a child prodigy. Okay, he's 18 years old. That's incredible right there. That's who we want to get, Fernando Alvarez. Make no mistake about it, that's going to be our Rookie of the Year. All right, so we're going to pick the next ones that he thinks are going to be the highest overall. So let's go ahead and do that. He's been doing well so far. Okay, now I think we've gotten an extra point. I think. Sadiq Bey is actually a little bit upset, so let's talk to him as well. Talk to all your players. You're going to be doing a lot of talking in this game. Took another L. So we have a few days left until the end of January. At the 1st of February, you're going to get prompted for your trade requests and seeing if you're getting them done. I'm not getting them done right away. But it's okay because otherwise they're going to ask me to trade half the team away, and I don't want to get the best deal I can for what I'm looking for, which is picks in this case. Hamidou Diallo is still uneasy. Let's get him back to at least neutral. Just go through all. There you go. We got another win. We're starting to get some wins here. Wayne Ellington's uneasy, even though we might trade him to keep him neutral. You don't want anybody leaving here with ill feelings. There we are. 30th is done. And this is going to be the last day of January. We're going to see where we're at in the standings and otherwise. Doumbouya is still kind of upset that we have him in D-League. But hey, we want him to get better. There we go. $106. Not too bad. We have a weekly meeting with the assistant GM. As you can see, you get a warning for your trading deadline and trade for a first round pick. We still have to do both of those things. Now, we had lost a little bit of standing with our governor, so let's go ahead and get that back because you can get him back very easily. Just ask for a joke. Pay attention to what he's saying. Ask it again. That was an accident, actually. There you go. Keep asking. What'd you do? Could ask for another joke, I guess so. The jokes that he has are terrible, by the way. Alright, he asked me the same thing from last time. Nailed it, and that should give us 10. There you go, 10. You have to ask him a few questions. Usually you have to ask him one of each question, and then he's happy. He's got his plus 10. Alright. So, for the assistant GM, he hasn't really done anything just yet. He's inserted himself where he didn't need to insert himself. Not necessarily. But I think he likes praise, so let's go ahead and praise him and see what happens. There you go. He likes that, plus 10. So that's less than we have to deal with from him. So, since we're getting our personnel's personalities down, I think it's pretty cool that we're doing that. We might retain them. Wayne Ellington, let's try to get him back up to neutral. Another loss there. And as you see, we got to level 5. So like I said, what we want to do right now is get the healing time improvement for injuries. From here, what we're going to do is lower penalty for losing players. Then we're going to go to change ticket prices, merch, re-sign players for less. We're going to go from there to sign more big name players, and then from there we're going to go here, choose a specialty facility, 2 facilities, and then boost player stamina. Okay? Okay. As you can see, we're probably going to be dead last year. Brooklyn Nets are number 1. Detroit Pistons are dead last in the league. We're even worse than the Houston Rockets, believe it or not. Yeah, they have 1 more win than we do, and we have 2 more losses than they do. So, what you want to do, since you're looking at a February month, you want to start looking for trades. Now, obviously, you want to try to get as many picks as possible for a strong draft like this, because we have an 85 overall that's going to be a child prodigy. He's 18 years of age. He's going to have a high upside. That is somebody you want to build around. So, you want to try to trade with somebody who has a lot of picks. Somebody who has a lot of picks are the Oklahoma City Thunder. They have 17 first and second round picks until 2024. It's insane. It's an insane amount anyway. So assistant coach, we're going to have to talk to the assistant coach. Sidney Lowe is an excellent assistant coach. We want to keep his services. He's got those 2 badges. He's at a cheap price. All right, and then Stewart is still pretty bad right now. We want to try to get his spirits up because he is in the G League. He doesn't like being in the G League, which I understand him not wanting to be in the G League. But we have to try to maximize his potential. Servidis is still uneasy. Okay, we're getting there. And you can see the fan interest has gone past 80%. It's now at 83%. It's going to get even better than that. Don't worry. All right, so Stewart's got to get back up. We got to boost him pretty good. And that's the end of the next week of February. So we have a weekly meeting with the CFO. We're making a lot of money, so we're going to be positive with him. So let's go ahead and do that. You don't necessarily have to do these meetings, but you'll lose disposition if you skip them. So again, we're going to try to praise the CFO, see what happens. There you go. So far, we're doing okay. Okay, Josh Jackson needs a little bit of consolation, so we're going to do that. All right, we're out to eat now. This is the scout. Yep. You can see the report here. There we are. Pick your next scouting goals. Again, they have them in order according to overall. So let's just get those. Ooh, what do we got here? Another Josh Jackson. He must have gotten injured. Jeremy Grant doesn't seem to be very confident. We have to try to build him up as well. If we can get him up to good, I think we should be fine. I think we'll have him up to good by the end of the season. All right. So now it's leading towards Valentine's Day weekend, which is February 14th. We have to look at contract extensions now. Hamidou Diallo is available to re-sign, but he wants way too much for what we can offer him. Wayne Ellington is going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. We'll try to trade him at the deadline, but I'm not going to hold my breath for that. Dennis Smith, we're not going to re-sign him. He's not that good of a defender. I don't want somebody who can shoot the 3 but can't defend. I want to try to build on 3 and D players for all positions. That's going to guarantee you a chip, guaranteed. So let's continue on. Just got to keep talking to people. It's boring as a pile of poop, but we got to do it. All right, Dennis Smith is uneasy. So again, even though we're not going to retain him, keep him neutral at least. Got to keep him neutral. It's a balancing act. Yeah, obviously we're going to lose to the Jazz. And of course, losing doesn't help player morale either. But we have 2 coaches, a head coach and an assistant coach, who have that player badge, so it's not as bad as it could be. Okay, head scout is good. Trainer, we got to get him back up. Got to get the trainer back up. The reason you want to get the trainer up, $3.32 million. Excellent. Plus, we got a weekly meeting with the governor. We're going to get his disposition up at the same time. We have a weekly meeting. We're going to see where we're at here. We've been hearing some pretty loud Fire Mario Landry chants through the course of the losing streak. Whenever you get something like that, always select Get Better. The reason you want to do that, you're getting your fan interest up. 3 points. Now, meeting with the governor. Always meet with the governor whenever you can. You want to get that disposition up and maintain your job. So let's compliment the governor here. Gives him an extra 10. And we lose that one, of course. Michael Stauffer has something else that he wants to talk to us about. So it's not the end of the world, but team chemistry is not very great right now. So instead of adjusting training this time, because I want to keep that level of commitment to the strategy that I've implemented, I'm going to comfort them. That's just going to give them a boost, okay? Temporary boost. And as you do that, your head coach gets a +5. All your players get a +1. You want to keep your coach happy. I think this is a very good coach to use. Benjamin Moore is obviously going to put his nose back into it. So you can appease him or you can ignore him. If you ignore him, it's actually... it's a negative hit. But it doesn't really matter. Also, let's have a look at the calendar. Yeah, okay, so March 25th is the trade deadline, so I don't think we're going to be able to get Wayne Ellington back in time for that. So if we can't do that, we might have to look at trading some of the more high-profile named players for picks. Just to guarantee. Right. Corey Joseph is also injured. He broke his left hand. 4 to 6 weeks for Wayne Ellington. Tore his left calf muscle. That means he's obviously going to be much lower than what he was when he was here originally, which means it's very likely that we're going to have to trade him. Mason Plumlee might have to go as well. I'm going to try to exchange them for an expiring contract. Trainer is still not where I want him to be. Killian Hayes is not good either. So we have to make sure that we keep Hayes up as well. Yeah, we're not going to win too many games, but Sadiq Bey, everybody's really, really bad because we're not winning. But I want to try to get everybody at least even. At least at neutral before we finish the season. And I think I'll get there. I think most of the people will be good. Hey, we won against Cleveland. Holy cow. And we were at 88% fan interest, so there you go. We're not losing anything there. Sidney Lowe, he's probably going to want his job again. All right. Might fire. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, deadline's coming for contract extensions, but we're not going to extend anybody. Got a weekly meeting with the head coach. We're down 400K. Let's meet with the head coach. We're going to keep going with the criticism until he listens to us. Even if it hurts him a little bit, it doesn't matter. Nope, we actually got him +10 again. All right. Anybody else get hurt? No. So we got 2 to 4 weeks left on. Yeah, we might actually just squeeze out a Wayne Ellington trade before the deadline of the 25th. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's check out the statistics as well. Season stats. I don't think we have any all-stars or anything. Jeremy Grant went down from 20 a game to 17 a game because he went down from 83 to 82. You see how big of a hit that is, right? So you want to make sure that you get your people who are durable as well. But we are going to retain the services of Jeremy Grant for sure. For sure. Dennis Smith is basically playing for a contract at this point. It's easy to put good numbers up on a bad team. Mason Plumlee, still a very good rebounder. Pretty good shot blocker, but I'm questioning his ability to shoot 3. And we definitely need somebody to shoot 3. Sadiq Bey. Okay. He's going to stick around, I think. Jalil Okafor is not. He's just not as good as I would like him to be. So he's good trade material. Frank Jackson's probably going to get traded. I don't think I own the rights to him, but we could always use him in a trade exception or something. I'll explain all that when I get to my trades here. Okay. Again, we're dead last. Dead last. But what we're trying to do is tank so that we can get that first pick. Okay. Trainer's still not doing well. Magruder, got to keep him up. Even though he's on the block, we got to keep him up. Let's go through all this jibber jabber. Let's keep it moving. KIM. Okay, there's the new scouting report. Can't see the individual stats yet. Okay, let's just pick who he has, because he's got pretty good picks. There we are. We lose to the Bulls. Oh, we got another level up, too. Okay. Where were we going with this? We got injuries, change merchant ticket prices. Yeah, let's do that. Then we can go for re-signing players for less. Lower... Ooh, I should have actually went for that. 902? I can actually do that before the trade deadline. Yeah, I can definitely do that before the trade deadline. You want to try to squeeze it in as much as possible. Pricing, don't even worry about that just yet. You want to unlock the ability to see the fan feedback for prices before you adjust them with my strategy. Okay. Okay, Corey Joseph, we want to try to get him up because he's injured. Let's keep it moving here. Okay. Still at about 88. We're almost closing in on 90% fan approval. That's a good thing. Hamidou Diallo, he's probably upset that we haven't offered him a contract extension. But again, he's probably not going to take it anyway. I don't want to offer him that because he's asking for $10 million a year, and that's not worth it for me. Dumbuya's still a little bit uneasy, but hey, this is what it costs to pay the boss, right? We're almost at 90. Obviously, Stewart's going to be still very bad. Connor Tron's online. How about that? He was just here. We'll probably go outside and play when I'm finished the stream here. What's Stauffer asking? He's probably asking for another boost or something. Alright, he doesn't want to stand losing to these guys. I think he's a fan of the results, isn't he? IRL. Alright, let's get some more in here. What is he doing? Everybody's on reserve. Okay. He's on reserve. Everybody's on reserve. This is ridiculous. Okay. So if he's on reserve, and he's on reserve, because these guys are like, okay, you fix it manually. Like, yeah. I don't know what happened there. Sometimes it'll glitch like that. Just use the computer to fix the rotations because it's an oversight. They try to screw you sometimes. All right, so we have a meeting with the weekly. It's the assistant GM, and then we have a weekly meeting. Okay, let's go ahead and check. We have a loss financially. Don't expect to make money all the time. Not until much later on in the game, at least. There have been some smoke lately that their chemistry issues in your locker room. What's the take on that? I'm going to talk to the players. Fan interest went up. All right, we meet with the assistant GM. As far as I know, he hasn't done anything to overstep his bounds. So let's praise him. There we go. Because we haven't really used his services too much yet. Dennis Smith Jr. does not like how the team has been performing. Let's see what his badges are. Pat my back. So he likes being coddled. Another trait that I look for in players, and I highly recommend you do this if somebody complains like this. If somebody complains about they don't like how the team is going and they have to keep it real, always be harsh with them. In this case, he's got coddled the player, so we're going to be coddling him in the response. Coddle player. Because it'll boost all players and it'll boost all staff, whether you keep it real or you pat his back. Okay? Now we're in March. We're nearing the home stretch here, at least for until the All-Star break. Let's have a look at what the award races are giving us. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, James Harden, Joel Embiid, and Damian Lillard for the most valuable player. LaMelo's going to probably win Rookie of the Year, Anthony Edwards there. James Wiseman, no injuries there. Cole Anthony, Precious Achiuwa's there. Cole Anthony is 6th Man of the Year, apparently, on this simulation. Evan Fournier is 6th Man of the Year. Okay. It's too bad he's not doing that good in the playoffs. Malachi Flynn for the Raptors, okay. Nerlens Noel, Precious Achiuwa's there, of course. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy Gobert's up there, but you can't give the guy enough credit. He does very well. LeBron and Andre Drummond. Chris Boucher is Most Improved. Of course, you don't see any sign of Julius Erving here. And let's see what the All-Star voting is like. So obviously we don't have anybody on the All-Star voting list. We're over here in the East, so no Jaylen Brown. We have nobody, because we're dead last, too. We wouldn't have anybody there. Wins basically mean something when you're being elected as an All-Star, apparently. Assistant coach isn't really doing very well, so I might consider replacing him. Killian Hayes. Amadou Diallo. We got to make sure that all of these guys are at least neutral. Okay, we're over 90% fan interest now. That's good. And Doumbouya's still doing okay. Stewart, we got to keep him motivated. If we can get him neutral, that's all I care about. We can get him neutral. Because the rest of the season, the home stretch of the season, we're going to be talking to players and staff frequently. Much more frequently than we are now. That's what I'm saying. This mode is very boring, so you got to get ready for that. You're going to be talking to a lot of players and a lot of people. Oh, this general manager's. I don't want that. Dennis Smith Jr. is a little uneasy from that conversation we have. Go talk to him. Get him back up if you can. Of course, we're just abysmal right now. We're at 91% fan approval, though. Stewart is still very bad. But hey, that's the cost to be the boss. How are we doing? Everything okay? Stewart's back to neutral. Okay, that's great. That is amazing. That's awesome. All right, let's have a look at the assistant coach. This B's got a potential. Who else do we have for assistant coach that can take his place? He's good. Stephen Dawkins. No red markers at all. If there's a red marker, I get rid of them. No. Matthew Jones, pretty much the same thing, huh? Mason. Miller. No, we're just checking out the, Oh! You candidates, fool! Alright, let's see what we have for assistant coaches here. Dion Blount. We got Stephen Dawkins. He's a little bit better, and we maintain that, he looks frighteningly like Cuba Gooding. Oh well. No, I don't think there's anybody there that I want to get. I don't want to get Matthew Jones for him because it's 4 years, 405. That is kind of costly though. I don't know how much he would ask. He's not a very good defensive coach either. We'd lose a extra. What am I trying to think of? We'd lose the extra hit to chemistry and morale. So I don't think I'll take that risk. Yeah, I think we're fine. I just got to bring him around, that's all. Sidney Lowe is an excellent assistant coach in real life too, so. Okay, let's see how we're doing. So let's get our staff back up. Assistant coach, we can get him up. We can do it. We can do it. Let's go. All right, 55K, not too bad. We have a weekly meeting with the trainer. So as you can see, the last time we talked to him, we had 3 injuries. He strained his Achilles 1 to 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks. Okay, cool. So we have a lot more injuries here. So with our meeting with the trainer, we're going to critique him and see what happens. Critique. And of course, you get the -5 because he doesn't like that. Sadiq Bey is unhappy with the team's record. He's reserved. Mason Plumley is frustrated with the team's record. Both of these guys are laid back. So it's either you lose, I think it's -10 if you don't talk to them, -5 if you do talk to them. So I'd rather take the -5 because statistically it makes more sense. All right, and since they don't have a badge that says either coddled or keep it real, you're still going to have to coddle them. Because you still get that bonus to all the other players. Here's the meeting room. This should be for scouting. Okay, we have our new scouting reports. All of those are complete, so now we have the complete numbers that you can go through. All of that stuff. Pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and continue on. Now, like I said, they're already in chronological order from highest overall to lowest overall, so let's go ahead and pick who he thinks is next in line. Let's do it. And then Mason Plumley, we're going to talk to him next. Josh Jackson, I don't know what his badges are, but we're going to have to talk to him as well. Coddle. And again, you get all players, even though you get -5 on the individual player, all players will get +3 in morale. Trade deadline, yep, I know, I'm aware. Dennis Smith wants to be traded, no problem, I can appease that. Josh Jackson. Okay, we'll coddle him. Right. Dennis Smith wants to be traded. We'll appease. We'll give him that. We'll trade him immediately. When somebody asks you to trade them, try your hardest to trade them immediately. I cannot stress that enough. Promise to trade. Okay, he's a keep it real guy, and I like this guy. So that's why I'm going to keep him. Because he's got the keep it real badge. He's got a great attitude. Give tough love. All players, plus he gets the +5 morale, all staff. It's everybody's fault. Can't be blaming just one person. So Dennis Smith Jr. And we've improved in a bunch of different areas. Coaching, we improve. We actually have the ability to look at the system proficiency, which is really low. And then we can do team and player comparisons now. I do recommend you look at those 2 tools, but for the purposes of the stream, I'm not going to do that. Take your time when you're doing these trades and talking to these players. Make sure you get exactly who you want. This is just going to be a general overview on what we are capable of doing. What we're trying to do is trying to get our trainer relationship to excellence so we can get player mentorship unlocked. That is very, very important. Ooh, day-to-day here. He's day-to-day. So we're going to trade the 2 of them. Okay, so on our trading block, we're going to add Dennis Smith Jr. because he asked for it. So, and of course, our relationship with our head coach is great at this point. Assistant coach is good. Head scout is good. Trainer's good. Governor's good. Killian Hayes is a little uneasy. We have to get him back feeling okay. We have to build the trust. His morale is there, but we have to build the trust. And I try to make it so that we don't have to trade many people. So we have $2 million in profit. That's good. Weekly press, we have that. CFO seems to be doing well, so we'll address all of this. Okay, here we go. You have thoughts on what comes next? We're going to trade him. Yeah. Always be honest with the press when you can if you have the make that I have. You can start looking at trades now if you want. I don't recommend doing that. Okay, we're going to praise the CFO again. This is 3 times in a row that we've got him. So let's praise him and see what happens. There you go. He hasn't steered me wrong yet, so we might retain his services in the off-season. Let's see how everybody else is doing. Okay, Magruder. We could trade Wayne Ellington. Maybe with Dennis Smith. Combine that. How are we doing on player analytics? He's doing great. Sabin Lee. Or is it Sabin Lee? I'm sorry. Okay, Dennis Smith Jr. is doing good. Wayne Ellington is a very good scorer and is a great veteran. Don't get me wrong. But we're going to have to trade him, bro. Let's have a look at the tasks. Trade Smith. So that's a demand. We're going to do that. Obviously, we're not going to be top 15 in the league. We're number 29. So it's Magruder or Corey Joseph. Corey Joseph is still hurt, right? No, he's back. Okay. So we'll bundle Corey Joseph maybe with Dennis Smith. Let's have a look at how many point guards we have compared to how many we have in the front court. We'll see. Whoever's more affordable for us, I guess. Also, where are we in terms of the schedule? We are about a week away from the trade deadline. Okay, let's start making some trade moves. So, we're going to start trading people. It's the 15th of March, the Ides of March. Let's go ahead and start trading people. So, obviously we don't want to trade Jeremy Grant. We are going to trade Dennis Smith Jr. Let's see if we can bundle him in a package with Corey Joseph. Corey Joseph has a championship, by the way, so it's going to be easier to trade him a little bit. Who do we get? We get 2 expiring contracts because these are expiring contracts too. Expendable. And he's got a player option, so we want to make sure that the person we trade for also has a player option. Or an expiring contract. We got 2 power forwards here. We got a power forward and a point guard. He's got a player option. Tony Snell. Tony Snell's been doing well. I can't believe I just said that, but he has. But they want a first-round pick, so no. Udoka as Abuike. And Bogdanovich. Wow, I'm surprised that they're willing to trade him. Although those are very bad contracts. Not so much as Abuike as much as it is for Bogdanovich. 76 overall for a $56 million contract is not good. Elfrey Payton. Also, they want a second-round pick for that. Patrick Beverley is traded to the Orlando Magic. That's kind of weird. We could probably get him. James Ennis is available in that deal as well. Beverly will be paid how much next year? $14 million. Dwight Powell. Who do we got here? We got 2. Ooh, that's a bad contract too. Okay, Patrick Mills. Yeah, Trey Lyles. The Warriors swap works with the Cavaliers from 2023. That's actually not too bad. Even though picks, you know, it depends who the picks are. They're willing to trade Moses Brown for Ricky Rubio. I'm sorry, Moses Brown and Ricky Rubio. Moses Brown is a very good center. pretty good upside, too. Rubio's where I'm calling that into question. I would prefer trading with people in the West Coast as well, so that it prevents our conference from getting better. That way I can position myself to try to get better myself. If that makes any sense. No, I'm not getting Bertans. Juan Hernan Gomez, no. This Moses Brown, Ricky Rubio trade is looking pretty good. I'll tell you why. Let's have a look at Moses Brown very quickly. Pat my back, so that's an advantage there. From what I understand, he has a very good upside. Not excellent. He's got a very good upside. He can already rebound and defend the post. That's kind of cool. I like that. .7'2" as well. That's a huge advantage. Pun intended. Let's keep going here. And Ricky Rubio has only got what? He can defend the perimeter too, so that's going to play into what we want to do. Also, he's a keep it real guy. He's got a couple of gold badges. What's kind of keeping me from doing the deal is his salary. I can get a better point guard for a better salary than that. So that's kind of preventing me from getting him. So let's take Corey Joseph out of the picture and see if we can trade Dennis Smith and Mason Plumlee together in a package. I want to see a pick. They really want to get rid of Moses Brown and Rubio. I like that trade though. It even prevents us from getting that pick given up. The Mason Plumlee deal, he's older than Rubio. So he's going to decline faster than Rubio will. And that's only a 2-year contract, so I could trade that during the offseason anyway. Rubio's going to be good for mentoring a point guard. Better than Dennis Smith would be. Moses Brown is a good, reliable, huge center who can block shots and rebound. We're getting younger by doing that. So, maybe? It'll be harder to trade him before the... Yeah, I might position myself to trade for this here. The reason is Ricky Rubio can be traded right before free agency ends. That way I don't get his progression fall. Because I want to keep people under 30. I'm sorry, I want to keep my roster under 30 years old. Plus I'm getting a good young player in the process. Let's have a look at what Moses Brown is getting for his career right now. He's doing well. I mean, not the best right now, but he's giving you pretty solid numbers for somebody who's a rookie. Pretty much a rookie. And Ricky Rubio's giving you what? He's giving me pretty much the same thing as Dennis Smith would give, except he's a better passer. Better free throw shooter, too. Yeah, let's do it. Dennis Smith, bye. And that brings me up to level 7. So there you go. Now, I probably should have done that after, but after getting this badge, I should say. But now I can start trading other people. Okay, so there we go. We got Moses Brown. Now, even though Isaiah Stewart is primarily a center, backup as a power forward as well, I'm going to play him at the power forward spot. That'll mean Jeremy Grant can go to the small forward spot. Although, wait. What's Jeremy Grant getting paid? Yeah, he deserves that. Sadiq Bey? Yeah. Oof. Oof. It's going to be hard to... I'm going to have to say, if he falls off, maybe he'll come off the bench, whereas Sadiq Bey could end up taking his spot. Maybe. He seems to be a better defender, slightly. We'll see what the uptick and the downtick are. Because he's 27, by the time his contract ends, he'll be 30, so he'll have regressed as far as he's going to regress before he just goes out of the league. Okay. Cool in the gang. That was a good trade. That wasn't too bad, actually. Killian Hayes is really bad. Amadou Diallo is good. Wayne Ellington is good. Doumbouya is okay. Stewart's doing okay. Okay, let's keep going. Now then, we want to make sure that Magruder is fully healthy. So we're getting rid of Magruder and Corey Joseph at the same time. So let's do that. Dope. Trade fighter. Let's just do it that way. Probably won't be able to get too much. Corey Joseph has a team option. He's got a team option. I want expiring salaries. Let's see who we can get. No, I don't want another veteran for sure. Nobody who's over 30 for sure. Also, I need a pick, don't I? Okay. Got a little bit more complicated. Let's have a look at what OKC has dealt with us already. But let's see if we can get theirs. No, we can't. Can we get theirs for next year? They got a lot of picks. They got a lot of picks. Who's the bad team from the other side? Lakers have the #1 record too. The Rockets, Thunder, the Suns. Wow. Okay, let's have a look at the Phoenix Suns pick. Oh, they got it in consecutive years. Damn. Let's try... Yeah, let's try going over to the Kings. The Kings usually don't do well. What are my tasks here? Continue our rebuild by trading for a first-round pick. Even if it means trading Jeremy Grant, I might actually do that. I don't like doing it, but if I have Sadiq Bey and I have Stewart coming in as like the backup power forward, might be something to consider because look at the size of these guys and the difference. Plus, there's a better... He's a better inside defender. He doesn't do the playmaking thing very well, but he rebounds way better. So, yeah, I could probably trade Jeremy Grant, yeah. Just how am I going to do it? That's the big question. Who has the records? Sacramento doesn't even have Houston. I don't think Houston would be engaged with us either. Yeah, because they have a bunch of... Hey, wait, they have our pick? Where's our pick then? They have our pick. What happened? Can we get our pick back? That's no good. Alright. Let's have a look and see if we can do that. Give us our pick back. Give us our pick back. Give us our pick back. Man, I don't think we can trade for a pick. That's not good at all. What would happen if I... I don't want to even try that. So we got Moses Brown here. Dumbuya's doing very well coming out of the training here. So our front court is pretty much decided at this point. Let me see here. Yeah, we need a small forward, I think. This is tough. This is going to be very tough. Killian Hayes is staying for sure. Diallo is going to be gone soon. Let's get Dumbuya a little bit more happy. Whew. Yeah. This is not going to end well. Sadiq Bey is a disgruntled lady. He wants to be traded away. Moses Brown wants to be traded. He's a keep it real guy, right? He is a pat my back guy. He wants to be traded. Moses Brown can stay here because he's young, he's vital, he's 7'2", and we need that interior presence. Decline nicely. Yeah, all players are going to be there. Okay. Working on it. Really working on it. This is going to be tougher than I thought. But hey, it's a learning experience. Right, we got to turn to... Oh, man, everybody's like wanting to be traded here. I'm going to be talking to a lot of people. I don't know if I'm going to be doing more talking or trading. Give tough love. There you go. At least everybody's going to be. Captains for the All-Star team have been picked. I don't want to see it, but I'll read about it. James Harden. I don't think there's anybody from the Pistons there. No. Award races are pretty much the same thing. Excellent. All right. We have to do one more trade, and that's before they get hurt. So let's get rid of Magruder and Corey Joseph. JJ Redick, Patrick. Ooh, can't even do that. Does Magruder have a... He does. Corey Joseph has a... Okay, he does. So let's just trade Corey Joseph. What can we get for Jeremy Grant? I'm wondering. We can get Mike Conley. Not too many people, really. No. Terry Rozier, Scary Terry, no. They'd give us Mike Conley for that. Mike Conley has 1 year left on his contract? That is actually a pretty good deal. And we get an extra backup center just in case things go south. Another young center, I should say. He'll be expiring at the end of the year. He's got an option, and he's got a massive contract. Whew. What's that? Alexander Bailey, you should get more recognition. Well, thank you, Alexander. I appreciate that, man. Oh, I saw you there. You should get more, what's that? The community should appreciate you more. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate the kind words. What do you recommend catch and shoot? Sorry, Benny the Bull. I didn't notice your comment there. I was too busy with this thing here. What do you recommend? Catch and shoot? Yeah, I do recommend catch and shoot. If you have the spot up shooter takeover badge, max out your catch and shoot as much as you can. Even if you can get it to legend, plus you get that extra boost on top of it, that's really OP. The king of interactive answers. Thank you, Alexander. I appreciate the kind words, man. I really do. Thank you. Hey, maybe one day I'll get recognition. I don't know. I need to be more competitive and I need to stream more consistently. Other than that, I should be fine. Hey, not a problem, Benny with the Bull. Sorry I didn't see your comment right away. I didn't mean to. I'm just engulfed in this thing here. So. Oh, thank you, Alexander. You take care of yourself, all right? And you have a great day, too. Yeah, so I would recommend catch and shoot as much as possible. Man, this is a tough one. Because I don't want to overload at center. But I mean, Stewart's gone. And I need a power forward, so. What about Deadeye? I don't use Deadeye that often. I'm not, full disclosure, Benny the Bull, I'm not really a shooter. I'm more of a defender. But from the shooter that I did create as a playmaking shot creator point guard, Allen Iverson build, I recommend, instead of Deadeye, Hot Zone Hunter. Because you got to be good for your hot zones. The ones that I usually use are catch and shoot. I max that out to as much as I can. And I would go catch and shoot. Catch and shoot. Corner specialist, because if you can hit from the corner, you're golden. You're golden. And hot zone hunter. Volume shooter. I would say steady shooter is better than Deadeye. Range extender if you can, and difficult shots if you can. If you're a pick and pop guy, if you're a power forward, go with pick and popper instead of difficult shots. That's my recommendation, though. I'm not like a super good shooter, but from what I've seen and what I've experienced, that seems to be pretty good. Whew, how am I going to do this? I could use a better shooting guard because that guy's in the... Hey, not a problem, Benny the Bull. If you need any other advice, I'm here. We have him at the Killian Hayes. So we have him. If we get rid of Corey Joseph, then we have a better chance at point guard. But I mean, we only have two centers here, and Jalil Okafor is not going to cut it. Yeah, I guess we have no choice. Trade Finder, Jerian Grant, and Corey Joseph. Got to get rid of most of our salary. So Mike Conley and as of week 8 it is. Because I can't trade for a pick. Done. So there you go. And we did lose 2.85 million, but we're going to make that back at the beginning of the next season. I'm sorry, at the free agency. Because we won't have the... We're going to build from the ground up, basically. The reason I did that trade is because Jeremy Grant is in there for the long haul, and he's still young, so he has value at 82 overall. So that means that if we have Mike Conley on an expiring contract, we get a good player. Plus, we have an expiring contract, so if it doesn't work out, we can always get a younger player. We're going to try to build youth here. Okay. Let's go to the next week. Trade deadline's right there. So many people. Man, this is crazy. We got to talk to so many people. Rodney Magruder's not pulling their weight, sure. Got to do it now, then. Watch if he doesn't get hurt. Moses Brown just got hurt, so... What can we do here? Mike Scott, they'll give us a pick. Tyler Cook, no. 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 Stanley Johnson, no. DJ Augustine from... No. No. Trey Lyles, no. Tony Bradley, no. Jake Layman. We lost a power forward. He's got 2 years. No. Not doing that. Kevon Looney, he's on an expiring contract. Again, though, it's the center. I don't want to overdo it at center. Mike Scott, they'd give us a pick too. And he's on an expiring contract. They need shooting. We need picks. PJ Tucker's on an expiring contract. but it will require a pick. I don't want to. Chris Dunn, no. Bismack Beyond, but no. Mo Harkless, he's on an expiring contract, right? And it's exchanging with the Kings, so yeah, let's do that. Younger, too. Good defender. Not a great defender, a good defender. And we're at level 8. So we're going to sign more big-name players in the offseason. Got to get that as soon as you can. And then re-sign for less is next. After that, we're going with these 3, if we can make it. What did I do? What did I do? Scouting report, okay. Cool, let's do that. All right. Let's continue on. We shall proceed and continue to rock the mic. Right. We actually won a game. We're winning 2 games in a row. Holy cow. Trade deadline over? Did we skip the trade deadline? No, we're pretty much there. The Oliver wants to talk. Let's do it. Okay. And this is the last day, so if there's anybody that I can trade, I don't know if I'm going to talk. Look how many people want to be traded. Mike Conley is actually a very good get because he's got a lot of great badges. And he's a good defender, so we can actually make a little run here. Ooh. Yeah, and we overloaded at center because broke his nose and he can't play because he broke his nose. Stewart's going to be power. Scout's good. Trainer. We got to get the trainer good. Okay, players are fine. Do we have any other tasks? No, we don't. Okay. He's got a keep it real badge. No problem. Let's keep it real then. Keep it real. I keep it real when Mr. Keep It Real with me. CNN. Be that bomb, be keep bombed ish. Decline harshly. You're not getting anything. Yeah, Stauffer doesn't like that. He's a keep it real guy too. Wow, I got a good set of keep it real people here. Tough love. That's going to increase everybody. Everybody's going to be held accountable now, so that's good. Mike Conley. Everybody who's got a keep it real badge, you're getting kept real with. For real, though. Decline harshly. At least we're getting our morale up this way. And plus, our fan interest is over 90, so we're good. He's laid back. Wayne Ellington's a keep it real guy. Let's get Wayne Ellington. He's a keep it real guy. We'll talk back with Mike Conley, and then we'll talk with the other guy. Decline harshly. We're winning now. There you go. I mean, we're not going to be doing anything. Got a weekly press that we got to go to. Let's see if we got some good questions. Few questions. No comment. Yeah, trade talks got leaked to the press. So it's a two-way dance, so it's a concern. We're only going to lose 10 with the opposing GM, who we were in trade negotiation with. Another keep it real guy, so let's do it. Tough love, bro. All players. There you go. And then we're at All-Star break now, so that kind of caught up with us. Let's talk to Michael Stauffer and see what he wants. Oh, man. You just asked me that. I can't do it. Why do you want to do this to me? Okay. I'm not really impressed with Mike Stauffer right now because he's just asking the same questions over and over again. Respond positively, we're not there yet because we don't have the roster for it. In all honesty, we don't. All-Star Weekend is fine, yep. I don't see any of my rookies competing either, but we'll see. We're winding down the first season, and we'll do the off-season. Respond positively. Meeting with the assistant GM. Let's do that. So, might have to criticize him a little bit. Because things did leak out. Even though it's a -5, you got to take the punch. Moses Brown, still 2 to 4 weeks. Everybody else seems to be okay, though. How are we doing? All right, next job is to get the trainer as high up as possible. Dumbuya's doing okay. Stewart's doing okay. Moses Brown, we haven't really had a chance to talk to. Rubio's doing good. Conley's doing okay. Let's get Conley up a little bit. I don't know if Mike Conley's actually going to be on the... I don't know if he was an all-star or not. We'll have a look at the all-star selections and all that stuff once it's finished, which is now. Only 31K we lost, which of course means we didn't make anybody on the all-star team. So, meeting with Governor. Okay. Compliment. Always compliment. Kiss his bum. It's made out of chocolate. Okay. All-star participants. As you can see, nobody was here. You don't see any Pistons here. No Pistons. Dunk contest. Donovan Mitchell was in it, and so was Zion Williamson. I wish it was like that. LeBron James was in the three-point contest? How is that a thing? Sometimes this game makes me scratch my head, man. Okay, do we have anybody on the other side? We don't. We don't even have anybody in the USA versus the World game. We're just getting nothing. Zero. Nathan. Nada. Zilch. Okay, nobody's unhappy, though, right? Mike Conley's good. Great. And Moses Brown, even though he's hurt, we got to get him up. Get him to good. Because Moses Brown's going to be here for a while. He's 7'2". That's a big man right there. Scouting report, I'd say. Yep. We're almost done those scouting. Okay. Pick scouting goals. The goal is obviously to get... Whoops. Whoops. Let's get them by overall. Okay, Spencer's got to come on. Got to get these. There we go. Perfect. Right. So, as I said, trainer's got to be buttered up pretty good right now because we want to try to get mentorship now that we have Mike Conley here. He's a great leader and a great mentor. So spam trainer. My expert opinion here. Okay, we lost that one because obviously we're going up against Dame Lillard. So Conley being here is really, really good, though. Let's have a look at the salary cap table. Ricky Rubio obviously is going to be here for a couple of years. I can flip that, though. I can flip that contract for the following year. Mike Conley being here, I could probably exploit that and get Hayes a little bit of mentorship. Harkless going to be gone, obviously. Dumbuya is going to be here for a bit. So is Stewart Bay. Zabwike. Okafor, we got to get rid of him. We're going to have to trade him. Moses Brown's going to be here for a while. I don't know if this guy's going to be here. It depends what their defense is. Wow, Hayes is really, really down on himself. I gotta try to get these guys motivated. Josh Jackson, I'm not too concerned about. Sadiq Bey, though, I want him to be on the up and up. I want them to be able to trust me because that's what I'm trying to build is leadership here. As I said, one of the things you're going to do in this game a lot is talk. You can see the team chemistry is going up as well. Fan interest is way past 90%. Again, let's try to get the trainer buttered up so that we can get everything we need. Now, towards the end of the season, we're going to butter up constantly to the governor because you want to make sure that everything that you pass and fail reflects greatly on him. As you can see, we almost made $1 million there. Weekly meeting with the trainer. All right, we got a presser here. Let's see what we have. Just after the All-Star game. Would you ever consider trading Wayne Ellington? Whenever they say you want to trade whoever, always say never. Because that's going to boost up their fan interest, loyalty, all that stuff. All right, let's have a look at the roster and see who's... Nobody's really hurt. Moses Brown's the only guy who's hurt, and it's only a broken nose. So maybe I can approve of the trainer's work. Let's have a praise here. We've had 3 injuries. See, you can't win with this guy sometimes. So he might be gone because I have no rapport with him. We got to keep him buttered up, though. If we can keep him buttered up, then we're going to have a player mentorship here. That's what we're aiming for. So he's got a W. Come on, man. That was close, though. We almost won. Head scout is great. Trainer's almost on the verge of being great. All right. You know, I just thought about something. This season's pretty much done on us, right? We can do individual player training and schedule training, which is pretty awesome. I don't schedule training. I let them all do that themselves. Okay. So keep buttering up the trainer. Here's what we're going to do. When we get our next level up in about 2 tries, 2 other turns here, we're going to try to improve our player disposition. Because I think it's imperative right now. We can save the facilities for next season because we're pretty much out of it right now. We're dead last in the league. He's laid back team player, so we'll butter him up. Well, you know, coddle him, I should say. Coddle. There we go. There's our level up. So I was going to go in this direction here. Getting 2 facilities and then boosting the player's stamina. Because I am going to level up one more time. Before season ends. I'm going to get resigning players for less at that point. I'm going to get increase the player trust when you talk to them. I'm getting it early because I want to build the rapport with the players. It's pretty important because you want to make sure your players are okay. It's all about the players at the end of the day if they are the ones who win you the championship. Okay, that's fine. Appease him a little bit. You don't have to actually do anything. So we have another meeting here, meeting with the head coach, and we made a little bit of money, so that's good. Let's see what we got. Mood in the locker room can be how confident are you? Okay, when they say how confident are you in your team's ability to get past this, always say very. Oversell. Oversell as much as you can. Fan interest, coach is up, player morale's up. That's what you want. Head coach. All right, so it's worked before. We got to constantly critique the coach. All right, so coaching is still back to where it was, around the great. Dope. And then we got coach settings, of course. You can actually play these games. I don't recommend it because this mode is incredibly fast. Incredibly slow, I should say. So the faster you can get done with the 15 seasons, the better. Yeah, you just want to talk to them. Okay. We have to get the trainer back up. We have to get Kelvin Hayes back up. I'm sorry, Killian Hayes. All right, we're at 2 a day now, 2 action points a day. That's actually pretty early to get it. Sadiq Bey, we want him up. We want everybody we want to keep, or at least give them the opportunity to excel. We want them to. We want to keep them up. Let's continue going here. Azubuike is good. Mike Conley just went down, so we want him up. Here we are. Wow, we got a W against the Jazz. How about that? Mike Conley should be happy about that. He's not, though. Doumbouya's good now. Stewart's actually coming around. That's good. We're going to check out their G League statistics in a moment. Back-to-back. Oh, we almost got a back-to-back win. We're almost at the end of the month of April. How far are we from the end of the season? Okay. Yeah, I'll get another level up by then. Okay. So everybody should be fine except for Moses Brown. Azubuike actually just went out, strained his MCL. That's fine. How are we doing on player stats? Mike Conley's leading us. The Saban Lee guy did pretty well. They would be interested in keeping him, maybe. He's on a 2-way contract. What are his ratings? Not that good defensively. He's got an okay upside. We're keeping Sadiq Bey. We're keeping Moses Brown. 7'2". You damn skippy him. Keeping him. He's a great passer and a great facilitator, so we might keep him. Actually, we're probably going to keep him. We'll see, though. I have an opportunity to trade him before the before free agency's over. So I'll likely trade Rubio and Jahlil Okafor for somebody, for a pick maybe. Azubuike is there. Actually, he was doing pretty well. And then we have Jackson, Frank Jackson, who just was in the G League. Killian Hayes is there. Not too bad for somebody who's young as he is. And all the other statistics don't really mean too much. Josh Jackson did okay. Cook did okay. His free throw percentage leaves a lot to be desired, though, so I'm not going to keep him. Very good. Let's go. Let's go. Let's continue going here. Boom shakalaka. Almost at 100% fan interest already. First season. How about them apples? I like apples. Okay, we're going to keep buttering up to the trainer. Once we do that, we have player mentorship. That's all I need. I don't know what our budget is going to be for the off-season, but on hard mode, they really stick it to you on finances. So just bear with me on the financial aspect of this game. We'll get to that in a moment. Our team chemistry is almost at 50% already. There's player mentorship. Woo! Killian Hayes. Obviously, Mike Conley. He's got nothing. He can't teach him anything. What about Rubes? Rubes is a better mentor than Conley. Wow, I did not see that. Lob City Passer. We do floor general? I guess so, I mean. Josh Jackson, no. Sadiq Bey. Wayne Ellington? Come on, man. Hamidou Diallo. Doumbouya is going to probably get it from Jahlil Okafor. No. I wouldn't recommend Jahlil Okafor for any sort of mentorship. Mike Conley? No. That's a weak A. Mo Harkless. There you go. Pick Dodger and off-ball pass. Maybe he can teach him a little bit. Isaiah Stewart, on the other hand, if we can get some mentorship. Moses Brown, maybe? This is where Jalil Okafor actually comes into play, I guess. Okay. Pick and roller, moving truck and Bill Brickwall. Back down Punisher, let's do that. Because he is huge. He's obviously a big juggernaut, so we want him to get as much mentorship as possible. Moses Brown, can he get it from Mike Conley? Probably not. They play two totally different positions, so. Well, it was a risk bringing Mike Conley here, so I guess we have no other choice in this matter. So now we can start talking to the players fully. And this is what we need to do. Alright, let's keep going. CFO, Chief Financial Officer, actually has been doing pretty good, so I'm going to keep thanking him because I have nothing to complain about. Right, how are we doing on standings? Yeah, we're pretty much dead last in the league. 13% win percentage. Oklahoma City is the only one that has it worse than we do. We have a very good chance of getting that #1 pick. If we get it, we get to keep it. I hope. I hope we get it. Because I'll do anything I can to get that #1 pick, because that's a very good player there. If we can get that player with this team, we might be sitting pretty. Okay, Sadiq Bey, keep him at bay. We got to keep him happy. So yeah, the rest of the way is going to be talking to the players, and the last week is going to be talking exclusively to the general manager, the governor. Hello, governor. I keep thinking of that. All right, continuing on. We're almost done here, the first season. Then the off season's the fun part. Okay, let's get Mike Conley back on track. He is going to be leading us, so. Yeah, we're not making too many friends, though. What does the governor want us to do? You don't always have to pick your tasks like this, but I'm going to do it because I want to see what he does. Okay, make sure our fan interest doesn't dip. This is going to be easy to do. Okay, because our fan interest is not going to dip past 99.9. Stewart, let's get Dumbuya a little bit more love. Try to keep the young guys happy, the ones who are going to be here for the foreseeable future. As of is good. Mike Conley's going to be good. Rubio's going to be good. Moses Brown, let's get him up. They're going to retain most of their good disposition, and it's going to get even better with the next season. Next season's going to be, we're going to try to fire back. Jalil Okafor. Oops. Okay, head coach is pretty much great. Assistant coach is good. Head scout is great. Trainer's great. Governor's good. Let's get a governor. Let's go talk to the governor. Ask for a joke. Their jokes are terrible. Alright, what do we got here? Alright, let's keep going. Only rookie of the year to lead the lead in scoring. That's Wilt Chamberlain. 37.9, I think is what it was. Cheer. Team. Right. Yeah, so the governor's a lot more happy with us. Killian Hayes, we got to get him up. We got to get him up and running. He's a young point guard, and I might put him into the G League next year because I want him to be the point guard of the future. He's still young. He doesn't have the potential, but I want to try to raise the potential of him, maybe. Meeting with the head scout, so we're going to criticize him because that's the way he likes to be talked to. He likes to speak analytically, I guess. Critique. So yeah, every time he asks, when he says, what would you prefer, or is that what you'd prefer? You know you got it. So, Let's keep it moving. All right. Well, Harkless isn't going to be here. Asabuike is going to be here for a bit. We got some great young talent. And I'm excited for next season. I want to see who's going to be the starter. Hey, we won against the Warriors out of all teams. There he goes. Conley, Rubio. Let's get Rubio back up and running. He's going to be the oldest guy on our team during the offseason. We're going to trade him and Jahlil Okafor. Hopefully we can get something good for it. Killian Hayes got to get up. Josh Jackson I'm not going to retain. Let me just have a look at where we are with Josh Jackson in terms of salary cap. He's here for another year? Oh, he's got to get traded too then. But other than that, we have a pretty young core, especially in the front court. So we just need somebody in the back court to make it all work. If we can set up all our dominoes for a major free agent and we can sign them, that is awesome. Detroit will have a resurgence for sure. Sadiq Bey, come on, man. Sadiq Bey, keep going. See, I got my team in good standing now. That's actually pretty good for first year, where it's mostly a training ground. Conley, he's good. Moses Brown is still good. Jahlil Okafor, you're gone anyway. Stewart's good. Dumbuya's good. Diallo's not going to be here either. Killian Hayes. Okay, so it's now getting towards the end. Let's start making sure that the governor is doing good. He's already at great, but we want him to be excellent. We want him to be the first one to reach excellent. I like that joke. That's the Newton joke. Okay. They had a code that you could have put in here at some point, but nobody bothers to read it, so I tried it out and it didn't work. That's good. Okay, we're almost at almost 50% here for the young players that I want to retain. Hey, we won against Portland too. This is crazy. We're winning now. Assistant GM, I gotta give him props because he hasn't done anything to make me angry lately. Let's praise him. I want to praise you like I should. Okay. Killian Hayes is still good. Sadiq Bey, let's get him up. Gotta get on up now. Right. We want their morale to be at 100%. Trust doesn't have to be built right away in the first season. That can be built over time. As you can see, I got level 10. So now we got... See pricing feedback. We got to re-sign players for less. And we got sign more big name players. Plus we have that injury thing. It's actually pretty good. Alright, Sadiq Bey's almost where we need him to be. Not too many more. There's only like a week, 2 weeks and a half left in the season, so we won't make the playoffs, obviously. We'll see who wins the playoffs, though. That'll be fun to see. Stewart's almost where I need him to be. I might put him at the power forward spot. I haven't decided yet. He's at good. Diallo's not. Dumbuya, yeah, we'll get him up one more time. And then we'll try to get Stewart up as much as possible. The others who just came here during the trade deadline, I'm not 100% sure they'll be around, but we'll see. As of week 8, let's get him up. again, we have a 7'2" guy in Moses Brown, so I don't know where Azubuike fits in all this. We'll check out the statistics at the end of the season very shortly. He's good. Moses Brown, let's get him up. All right, we're going to continue on. Moses Brown's good. Cook's uneasy. I don't blame him. Somebody who shoots free throws that poorly, yeah, I don't think I'll retain them. Okay. So far, no injuries either, and we have a couple of plus arrows, so that's good. He's good there. Conley doesn't have to be buttered up anymore, I don't think. Get Moses Brown up. It's a quarter four. Like I said, as soon as I finish this first season, it'll be the end of the stream. Ooh. We're getting nailed here. Okay. There hasn't been an injury for a while. You're going to see how finicky it is talking with the trainer. I'm going to say, you're doing great. He's going to say, we've had 3 injuries this week. Watch. Okay, we actually... There you go. He did it well. He doesn't like the scrutiny, though. Player mentorship is back here. That's good. You want to retain mentorship for sure. And I'm probably going to keep most of my staff. Maybe the assistant coach might not be here. We'll see. How are we doing? Okay. Some proficiency. Coach isn't done excellent yet, but we will get him there by the by next season. Assistant coach is only at good, but that's okay. Let's get the head scout up. Then we have to get the governor at excellent. Once we do that, we're pretty much set. Yeah. There we go. So after this one, I think we're pretty much good. I think we'll be at the max. As for one of your silly jokes. All right. Bucket list. Yeah, okay. NBA trivia. LeBron. And end conversation. Is it 93? One more talk with him. Jackson's not good, which I don't blame him because he didn't play that well. Wayne Ellington, Dumbuya, let's get him up. Just before the season ends, we'll look at the statistics. Moses Brown, let's get him up. He'll probably be a very good backup for a long time. Considering his height and the way he rebounds and blocks shots, yeah, I think so. Get us a dub. Yes! We got a dub over the Wolves. Nice. So, how are we doing? Playoff picture, we're still dead last, right? Yeah. We have a very good chance of getting that #1 pick. Hopefully we can retain it. That's what I'm looking forward to. Okay. Because we don't have our own pick. The only way we get to keep our pick is if it's in the top 5, I think. So hopefully we get top 5. Sadiq Bates doing well. I mean, considering. Moses Brown is actually doing well for somebody of his playing time. 23 minutes. He's giving you good blocks and steals. Azubuike is doing the same thing. Shooting a better percentage from the field. Very sorry from the line, though. I might trade him for that. We'll see, though. Okay. One more talk with the governor. Let's keep it going. All right. And trivia. Ray Allen's first real name is Walter. Walter Ray. I forget who he's named after. Musician, maybe? And there you go. We got team relocation. We can relocate the team if we want to. I wouldn't do it. Detroit has a very good history in the area. Rubio, he's not doing so well. I think he knows his fate. That's why. Stewart, we got to get him up. If we can get him up, then we'll be sitting pretty. Sadiq Bey, keep going with Sadiq Bey. Our front court is going to be monstrous. Very versatile, too. All right. Governor's at excellent. That's what we need. Sadiq Bey's good. Dumbuya. Let's get Stewart up. Stewart's going to be the main cog, I think, of this machine. Which reminds me. What do we got on the calendar? Okay. So let's have a look at the final stats for the G League leaders. There you can see Jackson, who was on our team but didn't really play that much, led the league in scoring. We could have used that, but I couldn't afford to keep him. So let's see where the other guys are. You see Saban Lee's there too. Great assist ratio. He can shoot very well too. That's not the main cog I'm looking for. I'm looking for Stewart. Stewart probably led the league with 14.2 rebounds. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He so led the league in rebounding. He's pretty good at the free throw line. He's second in field goal percentage, so that's good. That's a successful season in the G League. So I'm happy with that. So all in all, not too bad of a first season. Not great, but it's pretty good. Moses Brown needs a little bit more love. Okay. No press. We have a meeting with the head coach. You know what that means. We're going to have to criticize him. But we had a pretty good season. I mean, we tanked. And that's what it was required of us. Okay, so that time he was a little bit offended by that. There you see Stewart's actually an 80 overall center now. Isn't that crazy? Rubio's hurt. Twisted his ankle. So that's all the more reason why we got to trade him. Because the more you get injured, the more your stats go down. Assistant coach, we got to butter him up a little bit. I think out of all the staff members, I might need a new assistant coach, but we'll see. It depends who the candidates are. And it depends what the budget is, too. If the budget isn't what I'm looking for, then we can't do anything. All right, so the scout is our best staff member next to the coach. I value the scout's opinion more than the coach, to be honest with you. So he's going to ask some stuff of us. We're going to have to butter up the scout as well, because we're going to make a push for the scouting for next season. Take advantage of it as best we can. Zabwige, yeah, I don't need to necessarily talk to you anymore. Stewart's going to be the dude, though, man. He's probably going to even increase more so than 80 overall than what he already is. In fact, let's have a look at where Sadiq Bey is. Not Sadiq Bey, Dumbuya. Dumbuya at the power forward spot. Went from a 74 to a 77 overall. Pretty good inside defense now. He's got a great physical strength. And he's got great potential. He's probably got the highest potential out of all of them, so I might send him down again. We'll see, though. It depends who's where and what's who. Stewart's good now. So let's get Dumbuya. Only 2 more games left, and then 1 more day, and then we're in the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. Speaking of playoffs, let's see what the positioning is. Brooklyn Nets have the best record. They're tied with Philadelphia for the best record. Boston is number 3. Miami's number 4. Milwaukee's number 5. Charlotte's at number 6. 7 is the Hawks, and the 8 is the Wizards. So that's correct. Lakers, Mavericks, Denver, Portland, New Orleans made the playoffs in this scenario. Memphis Grizzlies, Los Angeles Clippers, Utah Jazz at number 8. And the Phoenix Suns did not succeed with Chris Paul. There might have been an injury there. Probably Chris Paul, because he got injured in real life, so only makes sense that he would be. Beautiful. And that's it. LeBron James wins the Kia MVP award. 30 points a game, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, 1.3 steals. Look at that number. 42 from 3, 54 from the field, 70 from the line. LaMelo Ball gets the Rookie of the Year at 21, almost 22 points a game, 6 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.7 steals at 50, 37, 81. That's very impressive. Evan Fournier gets the 6th Man Award? Where was Jordan Clarkson? Also, Evan Fournier doesn't play that well in IRL, so I don't know what they did there. Giannis Antetokounmpo gets Defensive Player of the Year. That kind of makes sense. Most Improved Player goes to Jalen Brunson. I do agree Brunson has improved, but he's not Julius Randle. I'm sorry. Coach of the Year goes to Frank Vogel of the Los Angeles Lakers. Executive of the Year goes to Tyler Jamison. I don't even know who that is. Let's go see who the NBA First Team is. NBA First Team, Luka Doncic, Harden, James, Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid. We got Russell Westbrook, even though he's injured for the rest of the season. He's second All-NBA. Damian Lillard, Zion Williamson is second All-NBA. Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic. Why is he not first team? Third team is Ben Simmons, Bradley Beal, Domantas Sabonis, Jimmy Buckets, and Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo? All defensive first team, we got Simmons, Paul George, Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron James, Rudy Gobert. I agree with that. Second all defensive team is Chris Paul, Drew Holiday, Jimmy Buckets, Draymond Green. He got traded to the Sacramento Kings, man. Nerlens Noel, New York. All rookie first team, we got LaMelo Ball, Cole Anthony, James Wiseman, Precious Achiuwa, Anthony Edwards. Then we got Obi Toppin, Tyrese Halliburton, Michael Flynn, Chuma Okeke. Sadiq Bey actually made it. There you go. There you go. So let's see who wins the playoffs then. Okay, so it's the Lakers versus the Jazz in the first round. Let's see what's up. Who sweeps? Who sweeps? Milwaukee's the first one to sweep, just like IRL. Lakers the second one to go. Brooklyn, Milwaukee. I want to see what happens there. Lakers make it. Brooklyn makes it against Boston. And it's the Mavericks versus the Lakers in the West. Nets sweep the Celtics. And the Nets win the NBA championship. That's according to this simulation. Mark that down. Nets win the championship. Kevin Durant's the MVP. 41 minutes a game, 26 points per game. 10 rebounds, 6 assists. A steal, 2 blocks. I don't think the 2 blocks are going to be accurate. The 1.3 steals, yeah, probably. GG, that's our first season. Now it's time for the offseason. So I'm going to show you what to do in the offseason. Offseason is probably the most fun part. That was very boring, by the way. It's incredibly boring, but it's also very satisfying and rich when you actually get down to the analytics and stuff. So our CFO says time of the year, got to get that budget going. Let's do it. We don't have that much of a budget. Got to take away from promotions, team operations, staff. I got to take it away from everything. I guess I'm going to have no choice but to keep my staff. So I want to get the free agent interest up there. Because it affects morale and free agent interest, so I want to have the best budget allocated for what we need. Okay, let's see what we have here. Hamidou Diallo isn't getting the job done. I need you to find a better answer at small forward. Okay. Fine. So it looks like the roster's a bit stagnant. There's a few people I'd like you to get off the team. Make no promises. I like the coach, but I don't want him to like be the one. Let's build a big three and shake up the league. I'm sorry, man. I can't make that promise. All right, let's see who retired this year. Tyson Chandler, Jamal Crawford, kind of understood. Udonis Haslem, that makes sense. He got traded to the Sixers. I thought he had no trade clause. Pau Gasol, yeah, makes sense. Iguodala, yeah, sure. Kyle Korver, I thought he was already retired. Nene, I thought he was already retired. Verjao, same thing. Garrett Temple. Jeremy Pargo. Okay. None of those are going to get a commemoration. Not even Tyson Chandler, and he won a chip with the Dallas Mavericks. Staff retirements. Alvin Gentry of the Kings. He retired. League meetings. This is when you get to shape the game a little bit. Doesn't always take your advice, but basically we're going to give our feedback for the changes they want to have done. Change the time on offense that is given to advance the ball to front court to 12 seconds. Disagree. Sudden death rule. If a game goes to overtime, the first to score in OT wins. No, disagree. Draft lottery. Only the number one pick is done through the lotto. The remainings are done by no. Odds of obtaining a top 3 pick are based on the team's final record. Don't care. Abolish the luxury tax. No, I think there should be a luxury tax. Let's see what they did. All of them were rejected. That sounds like the NBA, all right. All right, so now we're going over the draft lottery. This is usually when I would go up, get up and use the washroom. I recommend you do that here because this is going to really hurt your pride. Via the Rockets. So I don't have a pick. I wasn't able to get a pick unless I get the first pick. At which point I think I retain it. I don't know what the... Yeah, I don't know what the order is, but this is probably going to hurt my feelings. I might get down to 5 or 6 because it never gives you the number 1 pick, especially on hard. Let's get some reactions here. This is probably going to really anger me. So far, so good. Reporter. I don't know who that reporter is. I haven't seen her before. Toronto Raptors, number 13. That makes sense. Raptors weren't very good this year, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens to them in the draft. Chicago Bulls, number 12. Again, the Chicago Bulls still need a little bit of help there. Specifically at point guard. I mean, Kobe White is very good, but they need somebody to help out. Golden State Warriors, number 11. Okay, that makes sense. Basically, the Warriors do need help. They just missed the playoffs, but hopefully Klay Thompson's there next year. San Antonio Spurs get the number 10 pick. Spurs are going to be pretty obsolete soon, especially when Greg Popovich calls it quits, which will probably be soon. Golden State Warriors again at number 9. Again, hopefully James Wiseman and Klay Thompson come back next year. They'll be a lethal force if they do. Everything's holding to form. No surprises. The Kings at number 8. Turns into the Phoenix Suns for some reason. This means the Kings have leapfrogged into the top 4. Oh my goodness, no. Cavaliers. Turns into the Cavaliers. 7th pick goes to them. Cavs do need help. I am told that they're going to try to trade Colin Sexton. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Portland. Knicks. Let's see where the Knicks are. Turns into the Magic. This means the Knicks have leapfrogged into the top 4. Thunder, please don't change to me. Yeah, change to me. This game sucks. Alright, so we keep our pick. Alright, we get to keep it. So that's good. At least we're getting a decent pick. Oklahoma City Thunder gets number 4. Thunder had more picks than that, didn't they? They'll probably end up getting number 1. And then there were 3. Thunder again, told you. Turns into the Kings. Kings do need help, though. I wonder if this is going to be the year that they trade Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield. Not quite sure how to pronounce it because the Americans always say it differently. The Knicks are number 2, which means the Thunder is number 1. And that's a surprise. Why? Yeah, so that's Thunder. Thunder are going to be crazy if they get that guy from Mexico. And that's the end of it. We got number 5, which is better than not getting it at all, because we absolutely need it. Can we get that number 1 pick? I really want that number 1 pick. We need to get a new CFO. No, can't do it, sorry. This is why you have to butter up to your governor, because there are going to be times where you can't do what he asks you to, and you want the blow to be as less as possible. That's why if you say make no promises, pretty much done. So we can't do anything here. We literally can't do anything. So we'll have to stick with what we have. Which means that the governor's going to be angry at us. Kirk Stockton, I wonder what that's randomly generated. Couldn't get us a better CFO. Respond positively. Yeah, so he went down to great, which is fine. That's okay. That's great. Here's the draft combine. Pre-draft workouts. Fernando Alvarez is likely going to go to number 1. Can I find a trade? Because I want to trade. Oh, I also got to look at what my tasks are. Get rid of Cook, Servetus, and Wayne Ellington. Wayne Ellington is gone already. Giallo's gone. Servetus, we got to get rid of, and Cook. Cook is not going to be retained anyway. Gotta get rid of Rubio. Let's see if I can fight for a trade to the Thunder. I want your pick. Can I move up more? I want a top 3 pick. Man, they're just mean. On hard, this is a very mean game. It's going to make you tear your hair out. That's why I'm bald. Okay. So Conley is expired. Stewart's going to stay here. Sadiq Bey is going to be here. Okay. Right. Rubio. And let's trade Servetus, is it? Yeah. Let's trade Servetus and Jahlil Okafor. Let's see if we can get something for all 3 of those guys. Pick 12 from the Bulls. That's it? We can get Harrison Barnes and DeLon Wright. No. Just no. Let's get a couple of picks from the Bulls then. We get the 12th pick. I'm happy with that. Let's do it. Yeah, there we go. So the coach is going to be very happy. So let's go to our workouts here. We're going to work out the people we didn't get a chance to fully scout. That's what I recommend you do. There we go. And these are based in order of how strong your scout is, and we have the strongest scout in the game, arguably. So now it's time for the NBA draft. Can we trade our pick? No. 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 Just no. Around the board, no. I want to move up. I don't want to trade for. No. So that's not going to happen. Oh well. Did my best. Let's see what we got for the draft. Wonder who number one's going to be. Easily. So just right there, the Thunder have moved up considerably. Fastest player in the draft. You don't say. So I need a shooting guard, point guard. That's basically what I need as a backcourt player. I'm pretty sure the game is going to level many non-point guards and shooting guards at me. So it's going to be up to me to try to find which ones are going to be suitable for what I want to do. Phil Lawson, North Carolina. Carolina! Woo! Ric Flair's from North Carolina. Let's see what else we got. Fourth pick is going to small forward Bill Francis out of California. Proven scorer, Francis led the nation in scoring last year by California by averaging 26.5 points. Now it's our turn. Woo! Yikes. As you can see, it's all front court players with the exception of this guy. And he's 23 years old. We have a center who's 18. We'll probably be able to get that point guard. Probably. What's his all-NBA? Passes physical, gets to the rim with ease, good balance, able to maneuver in traffic, has a knack for knowing where teammates are. Tends to make poor decisions, doesn't play above the rim, crafty offensive player. Doesn't matter, we can send him to the G League and that'll eliminate anything. Warm weather fan, so he's not really going to like Detroit. Let's see what his potential is in terms of numbers. Eek. He's from Nevada. Does he have what we need to score? He can't shoot the three. I'm really getting messed up like this. I guess I have no choice but to get the shooting guard. Do I draft the best player? Trades. Hello? Sadiq Bey. Who else do we have? We only have Sadiq Bey guaranteed. Doumbouya is small, power, small. Alright, and we got Josh Jackson. Ooh. I gotta get rid of him. Yeah, so I'm going to have to get rid of Josh Jackson as a week A. Can we get something? The Bulls will take him. We already did enough with the Bulls, though. Charlotte Hornets. Vernon Carey Jr. Sacramento Kings really want to get rid of Harrison Barnes and DeLon Wright. They want to get rid of Gary Harris. I don't blame them. Look at that salary. Holy cow. 2 expiring contracts for Dallas. They'll take our second round pick this year for that. Dorian Finney-Smith and Trey Burke are good, aren't they? Keep it real guy. Another keep it real guy. I like them already. Trey Burke is okay, right? No. Not for what I want to do. Dorian Finney-Smith a good defender? He is a good defender. Might be something to look at. Yikes! They'd give me John Wall, even though he's 31 years old. They'd give me John Wall. Holy cow, he's a great finisher, too. That's crazy that they would have offered him to me. Phoenix offered me Javon Carter. The fact that they would offer me John Wall is insane. DJ Augustine, too. He's a keep it real guy. Not a very good... He got a $7 million contract, too. This is an expiring contract, though. So I'll set myself back up. Oh, no, he's got a player option. There's no way I'm doing that. There's no way I'm doing that. They want a free trade based in Plumlee because that's a bad deal. Golden State would give me Buddy Yield and a second-round pick in 2025, but that's because the Buddy Yield contract is terrible. Al-Farouq Aminu for an expiring contract. He's a good defender. Yeah. Poor Chicago, man. I feel bad. I'm going to basically take everything they got. $10 million for a bad player, but who can defend. Fine. Alright. Now I get to choose my prospect. Now that I'm a little bit more comfortable that I can choose this guy. He's 21. Then this guy is a great defender. Perimeter lockdown. This guy's younger. What's his potential? Doesn't even have that good a potential. Stamina's through the roof. What about his shooting? And what's the scouting report say? Starter. Not terrible. Who's this guy? Only has 2. All NBA. This guy like a Sidney Moncrief. Not a lot of passing. Sidney Moncrief, all NBA. Can't shoot the 3 though. I guess we'll have to put him into development. He's 23 as well, so I don't know how much shelf life he's going to have. Starter. So what's this guy do? Unpredictable. I don't like that unpredictable badge because, as it suggests, it's unpredictable. Again, unpredictable. I don't want that. This guy's going to be interesting. He's from Romania. He's 6'6". He's a shooting guard, small forward. I want to see what his stats are, though. He's already a very good defender with freakish athleticism, and he can have a good potential. He's right there. Junior Reeves. Who's this guy? Very much right there. Post defense and perimeter defense. Woo! 6'10". Only a small forward. How is that a thing? What's his comparison? Meta World Peace. No. This guy. The only other guy that I can see as a guard is there. So I got to take one of the best players here. He's a small forward shooting guard. He's got 3 positives, 3 negatives. That's not good. And his comparison is Andrew Wiggins, which is even not gooder. So, Sidney Moncrief, all NBA. Yeah, let's take him. It's often unpopular with fans when you take a stashed overseas player, but a Yanku Bonku looks absolutely worth the wait. I sure hope so. And there's my level up. So what am I going to be able to do here? We'll choose a facility when the season starts, or maybe get some staff trust increase, or go towards the scouting thing. No, let's get started over here with the facility. It'll give us a leg up on what we want to do. Alright, I'm going to sim to my pick, because I don't want to see who everybody else is getting. So, okay, I'm number 12 now. They still got that guy. Nobody's picking him. Nobody's picking him. And then I got this Buford guy. This guy's an all-NBA guy, apparently. He's a warm weather fan. What are his grades? He can't defend. His potential's not even there. What's this guy? Ooh! No. He can play better. What are his badges? Unpredictable. I don't want the unpredictable badge. Fool! Alright. Extremely confident, okay. That doesn't... Hall of Fame! How do you predict this guy is going to be a Hall of Famer? Let's see his stats. Freakish athleticism. He's pretty much right there when it comes to potential. And he's a small forward, power forward again. I'm overloaded at that position. Great three-point shooter. Starter. This guy's predicted to be a Hall of Famer. What? A Hall of Famer? It's kind of hard to believe. This guy's a point guard. Chris Paul on the NBA. Huh. What about their age, too? That's another factor. Oh, no, not point guards. Everybody. This is tough, bro. Let me see here. Who's the Seth Joseph guy? Banut Bull. No, I don't need another center. This guy's a Hall of Famer, though? That just boggles my brain. Well, damn. I don't know what to do. I need a point guard pretty bad, but I could probably get one in free agency anyway. Do it. Get this guy. Michigan. That's another reason why I took him. Called Roberts the most coachable player he's ever coached. High praise from a man with a long history. Alright, do we have another pick? Let's go. We're lower in the draft. I've received 14 trade offers, sure. Are they all picks? Don't care. So what's this guy? Not a pickable. I don't think I'm going to sign whoever this is, so let's just pick this guy. I know I shouldn't do that, but send to the end. Alright. Not a very good draft. What's this guy? Shooting guard, small forward. 68 now. What has he got? He's good perimeter defender. He's got a good potential. Yeah, let's keep him. If he's a 72 overall, he's going to get a small salary like that. Yeah, cool. Yeah, we'll retain. And then this Roberts guy, Leroy Roberts. They said he's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, decline him. And then you can see who declined and what have you. Qualifiers. Gonna qualify Saban Lee because he did well. He did well in the G League. And we need a point guard pretty bad. Diallo, no. Okay. So here's the meeting room. Let's see what everybody wants. I don't know what he's saying. It happens like that sometimes. And there's a facility. We're not going to get the facility yet. Killian Hayes is the only one we've retained. This Baku guy. And we have Alvin Monroe. We have Roberts, and we have two 22-year-olds. We have Al Farouk Aminu here. Dumbuya's here. Yeah. This is a crazy stat line here. He's going to be our starting center because he seems to have the athleticism for it, and he can shoot the three. So I'm going to try to keep him there. No one expects the Midnight Inquisition, except when I do. How are you doing, Midnight? Happy to see you there, my brother. Playing a little bit of basketball. I'm just finishing up the off-season. Once I'm finished that, I'll stop the stream. Turn this into a small series. Okay. So, did I trade everybody I needed to trade? Yeah, I did. Everybody's traded that needed to be traded. Excellent. Okay. Who can we afford? Mike Conley, Kyle Lowry, Spencer Dinwiddie, Victor Oladipo, Derrick Rose is available. We badly need a point guard. 46, 20. Ooh. Any one of these will be fine. I don't predict that he's going to be... Because they're old, too. That's another thing. How many point guards? We only have one point guard, so yeah. He'll be the backup. Yeah, he'll be the backup. And I'll need to get somebody on the free agent side. I'll need a shooting guard, too. For these, I don't necessarily need big name talent. I just need some competent people to back them up. Let's see. Okay, let's keep going then. We need a point guard badly. Let's... Spencer Dinwiddie. Dunn's gonna... I don't want Dunn because he's done. Dennis Schroeder. Oh, yeah, he's gonna be a free agent too, isn't he? I can't see people offering him a max. I really can't. D Rose is here too. I gotta get one of the big guys. So let's go with the big three. Alright. I don't ask him questions. 2 years? Okay. Give him a team option on that because I don't want him to... Okay. Let's go to 3-2. 32. What about 33? That would be, yeah, okay. Nice round number. Okay. So that's actually kind of overpaying a little bit, but we have to get a point guard. Conley was here too. He's a very good defender. Victor Oladipo is a very good player. Because he's going to go down. What does he want? 4 years! No. You're not getting a 4-year deal, bro. You're just not. Victor Oladipo, what does he want? I could understand giving him a bigger contract, maybe 3 years, but there's no way I'm offering him a 4-year contract. What's your negotiation? 3 years? Fine. Give me a team option at the end. I don't know what he's asking for there. 46.75. 81's what he's asking for. Holy cow. Can I give him 47.50? He's going down though. That's good. 48.45. I feel like I'm playing the prices right here. I'm not. 49.05. Okay. That's fine. It's got to be one of those two, though. And they might have bird rights to him in the case of Kyle Lowry. Conley has bird rights. Let's renegotiate with Conley because I feel bad for... You're not getting 4 years, bro. You're just not. Let's give him 2 years because I don't know how much longer you got. I can't offer him. All right, what do we got for shooting guard? Fournier, come on, man. Why do they want me to sign Evan Fournier? Seriously. Doesn't look like I'm gonna get any help at the shooting guard position anytime soon. J.R. Smith hasn't retired yet? Holy cow. I could probably sign him anyway, so I'm not going to bother there. I'm back. Got called away as soon as I sat down. That's like me. That's like me. I'm surprised I didn't get called away already. It's 4:30 my time, so I got to go make lunch, and I got to go help the old man with the greenhouse after dinner, I should say. So there's no way I'm paying Evan Fournier that much money. I'm sorry. That's just not going to happen. DeMar DeRozan, I could see offering a little bit of money, but no. Yeah, Andre Drummond wants to get a full max. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. That's all I can really do is offer those two. I can't do more than that. Kyle Lowry is accepted. Who do I want more? He's younger. This is going to be an easier contract to digest. Yeah, I'm going to renounce. Saban Lee, ooh. What do we got here? I'll renounce him. I want to keep Saban Lee, though. Nice. So that worked. Yes! We got Kyle Lowry. There you go. All right. So we have our point guard who's going to be helping us out. Yeah, I missed last week's anime night. Sorry about that. It's just, yeah, it's too much going on. Way too much going on. Playoffs are on, for basketball, and I'm tied out with that. Little guy wants to play because they're homeschooling him, although they're going back to physical school tomorrow, so. Might have a little bit of extra time. If I have time on the weekend, I'll try, man. I'll let you guys know ahead of time when I do, though. Shooting guard. I can't afford anybody. I literally can't afford anyone. I got that much cap room, but I can't afford to get anybody. Austin Rivers. They say Austin Rivers would be a good fit. Fine. Started a series called Sekiri. Usually start around 10 p.m. Central. 10 p.m. Central. Okay. I'll give it a try, man. You guys are going to do it again this weekend? Because I think the playoffs are winding down. Some of the the first round is almost over, so the games are going to be like a day and then miss and then a day. I can afford Austin Rivers, so I might as well get him. I don't like his free throw percentage, but he can defend, so alright, as long as I get the final say on. There you go. Now then, can I get anybody else for cheap? The Waru Cabarro. Yeah, the Waru Cabarro will be a good selection, but he's restricted. He's not. And it's cheap. Speaking of cheap, oh my goodness. Nick Batum. Yeah, every Sunday and sometimes Wednesday unless the streamer is unable to make it. Okay. Alright. Because I got the other guy as Al-Farouq Aminu. He could shoot the three. What are his badges? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. A good playmaker. Yeah, let's offer Nick Batum something. Nicolas Batum. I believe he's French. Minimum. We could offer him more than that. Don't have to offer him a minimum. That would be insulting. This is the one that's going to be a little bit tricky. We'll get Timothé Luwawu-Cabarrot, I think, because he can at least defend and shoot the three. 1 year for whatever. We give him 315. There you go. And we'll need a center, but an affordable one, not a cheap one. Willie Cauley-Stein's available. Not a very good shooter, generally speaking. Son Whiteside's available, too. I don't want somebody who's going to overshadow what I want, though. I need a veteran. He'll take it for the minimum, so yeah, let's get Willie Cauley-Stein. That's the best I could do for the second season. That stinks. That really stinks. I thought I would have a way better off season than that. All right, let's see what we got. Renounce. All right, we got Willie Cauley-Stein. Okay, we got everybody. Now we just gotta get Saban Lee to come in, and you'll be fine. All right, let's see where the... Yeah, because he's going to be... Ooh. Although I might put him actually in developmental because he's still 20 years old. If you can learn from Kyle Lowry, that'll be a good thing. You spoiled yourself in the Steam sale that just ended. Oh, nice. What'd you get? I haven't been paying attention to sales and stuff. It's been basketball constantly. I'll need another. Okay, well, that's fine. I can still do that. We're pretty young, too. I mean, we have a couple of veterans up front to help Dumbuya. But for the most part, and he's probably going to regress. And he might regress a little bit. But Stewart's going to prosper. Cool. All right, let's keep going. Saban Lee. I hope I can retain him. Nobody's actually offered him anything, which is strange because he was the best scorer in the G League last year. I'm surprised at that. Nice. All right, here's the regression. All of the Dragon Age games? Nice. That's a good find. Sorry, we can't get a big freeze. Yeah. Here's the player progression. Kyle Lowry, of course, I knew was going to take a hit. Sadiq Bake took a hit. And Brown took a hit, of course. Stewart went up. This guy is new, so he didn't do anything. Dumbuya went up significantly. He's going to have to go up more, though. And Killian Hayes went up. Aminu went all the way down. Cauley Stein went significantly down. Batum went significantly down. Kyle Lowry went beneath 80 overall. So I overpaid for him. Okay, All-Star City selection. I don't care about any of this. We're going to go simulate all the way up to training camp. Oh, and you got the Mass Effect Andromeda Deluxe Edition. Cool. Far Cry 4 Gold Edition. Nice. That's a really good haul, man. Why? I don't understand why they think that that's a good idea. All right. So we have our point guards. That's good. Killian Hayes is going to be the point guard of the future. Cross my fingers on that one. Good playmaker, good physically. Now we just got to get him. Who's our best potential? Dumbuya. Stewart's going to need a bit of a hand. Moses Brown actually improved. So let's see where his are. Okay. Rebound chaser and expressive. Moses Brown. Friendly pat my back. That's good. He went on brick wall intimidator. That's actually good considering he's 7'2". Almost wiped out my gaming savings. Now just waiting for the summer sale. Yeah, that's true. I am waiting for the summer sale too. Hope I can get the other Legend of Heroes games that I am missing. Oh, okay. I thought it was just the one game. I thought it was just Legends of Heroes, the one that you had mentioned before. I didn't know it was an entire series. I thought they were planning another one. Cool. That's pretty awesome. Let's see. Yeah, just need a shooting guard and that's it. Who's a shooting guard that I can use? Gary Payton. Son of Gary Payton Sr., obviously. Fine, you'll have to do. Alright. We could pay him a minimum and you'll be fine with it. So we saved a bunch of money by switching to Geico. So we only have 2 camps that we can bring people to. Dumbuya is going to have to take one. And it's going to have to be his 3-point shooting, without question. He improved, but he's a power forward. Yeah, definitely got to get his 3-point shooting up. Perimeter shooting. Dumbuya. There, his 3-point shot's at 70 now. That's actually very good. Now the question is, who's the other one going for? Because we don't have that many people with high. We're going to have to do it for Killian Hayes. He's a keep it real guy. Look at that legendary work ethic and everything. So yeah, he's going to go into development, and then that'll be it. Average 10 points a game. Yeah. Okay, well, let's have a look at what he's got to offer. Attributes. Driving layup has to improve. Driving dunk is right there. Close shots there. Mid-range has to be worked on. Three-point shot has to be worked on. But if I put him into development, he will work on that and he'll succeed. Total of 10 games. Oh, wow. 2 of which are not localized yet. Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. 10 titles. That's the first time I actually hear of Legend of Heroes. Post fade, post moves are good. Draw foul's not good at all. Shot IQ's terrible too. Well, that ain't good. Speed with the ball, ball handles pretty much right there. Hands, pass IQ. Offensive consistency is awful. Yikes. Steal's really through the roof, and his block is good too. It's good for the rebounding. Lateral quickness is pretty much matched. Nice. Speed's there too. Acceleration. Strength, he's very strong. The Trails series starts with Trails in the Sky, which I have already. Okay. Then there are 2 other games after that. Two other games after that are part of that arc. Okay. I'm wondering what I need to do. His ability to draw the fouls would be impressive. I definitely need that. Offensive consistency, driving layup, driving dunk, hands. Rebound. Basketball 101. Pick and roll defense. Draw foul, pass accuracy, pass vision, pass IQ, ball handle. Perimeter defense. It's perimeter defense through the roof. Vertical speed, speed acceleration, lateral quick to standing dunk. Conditioning. It's got to be able to draw foul. Man, it's crazy that he can't do any of that. And all of them are interconnected. Nice. But they have their own story and characters. Nice. So it seems like it's very influenced by like a Final Fantasy, yeah? This is the tough part. You have a look at him again. Killian Hayes. He's definitely going into development. Free throws right there. Post hook. Yeah, I don't need that. His ability to draw fouls has to go up, and his shot IQ has to go up. All right, let's do it again. Mid-range shot. Yeah, let's do that. There he goes. Ability to draw foul just went up. So that's going to be the first season, folks. All right, so that's the first season of NBA 2K21 MyGM. We did pretty good at level 11. Score's not so good. We didn't do very well in the draft, but we've made a lot of money, and we have the opportunity to sign some big name people. So I think we've put ourselves in position to be successful. Anyhow, so this is going to be the end of the stream. I want to say thank you very much for those of you who enjoyed watching on Caffeine, on YouTube, and on Twitch. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I'm going to be doing it again tomorrow if I'm able to. So yeah, this mode is very boring, but it's also very satisfying, and it gets you thinking, so I really appreciate that part of it. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it, make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already, make sure to follow if you haven't done that already, and it helps out the channel a lot when you do that. So otherwise, for everybody who joined the stream today, for Benny the Bull, for Midnight Lost, for everybody who joined the stream, Connortron, who was my guest earlier, thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and hopefully we'll see you again soon, okay? Love you.